From kid-friendly cartoons to horror slashers, we get the biggest tonal shift in death battle history. That and more on today's episode of BrobusCast Death Battle Edition. Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of BrobusCast. I'm your host, Brobuscus. With me today is ZDogg.
Hey yo, nothing. Yeah, nothing too fancy. Yeah.
And Richard.
I'm a Gooby Goober!
Wow, your mic has failed you on that part. No, you're fine. You're fine. He muted himself as soon as I said that. That's either convenient timing or he's trying to do something. You were fine.
Oh gosh.
And joining us, we have a special guest. Someone who has very much wanted what we're about to talk about. Please welcome Tank.
You didn't expect me to be here, huh? It's an honor to be here. It really is.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the show, my friend. Awesome. Heck yeah. There you go. All right. Yep. Yeah. So yeah, you might know him. He's been around the community. He does reactions that I'm in. Haha. And I'm sorry.
And plug it.
Yeah. Plug. What?
Shameless plug.
Yeah. There you go. Okay. All right, now down to brass tacks. Assuming Richard is gonna unmute, I think it's fine.
What's going on, bud?
Oh my gosh!
What are y'all waiting on me for? Let's go. Let's talk about this.
Okay.
Okay.
Because we were concerned.
It's okay.
We started and you muted. What else were we gonna do?
That's fair.
Anyway, so let me ask you guys a question. Are you ready to partay?
Yeah, I'm ready to partay. All right.
I'm ready.
I'm ready. I want those boots. Okay.
How did we put it? Trunks versus Silver put us in an alternate universe.
Yep, and we still haven't escaped.
Yeah, but
we'll escape at.
I'm here. I'm living. I'm here for it though. I don't care because this is great.
Yeah, SpongeBob versus Aquaman.
Yes, man. I'm happy.
Despite our denials and our beliefs that this doesn't exist, turns out it does actually exist.
It exists.
Surprise!
One Piece.
God. Oh my God. Yeah.
The One Piece is real.
Plankton edited it.
Gosh. There it is. Gosh. Alright. Man.
All right, so right off the bat, I thought we would get something cool for Aquaman, but oofeth.
Yeah.
You know what's sad is that I covered Aquaman better in our last episode than they did.
Whoops.
That was
crazy.
Man, the entire time I was like, okay, when is the rug gonna be pulled out from underneath our feet? Like, are we is there something actually cool here? And then they just ended the analysis. I'm like, oh wait, what?
Nothing.
It's like, what? Hold on,
nope.
No,
sorry.
It's gotta be a trick. Nope, there's no tricks. Aquaman genuinely had nothing.
Yeah, they're to surprise us in the end. They're to pull something out of their ass. No.
Nope.
Nope. Sorry.
It's very sad, because what this episode has done is made me realize that I was right all along as a child when I watched Super Friends a lot back on the old Boomerang on their action block. And I was like, I don't really care for Aquaman. He seems kind of lame. Give me the Wonder Twins. Give me Apache Chief. Give me Superman. Give me someone that actually can do something. This episode just made me realize, yeah, little me was right. This version of Aquaman is fucking useless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to be fair,
I feel bad. It's like,
yeah, I do too. I feel very bad.
it's like I genuinely
actually
thought like they were gonna pull something. I mean, I guess to be fair, like the dragon outracing, whatever it was.
Yeah, the Kryptonian Rokan.
Yeah, that was kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah, he
Like,
I mean,
God.
yeah, it's something. I mean, well, see, they didn't even mention because they didn't even mention it. I mean, they mentioned he has the ability to control alien aquatic life on any planet, but he also he went back in time. You know, he went back in time with Samurai, and he was able to kind of communicate with prehistoric aquamarine life. And he broke out of a jail cell with just his bare hands. And then
good for him.
Yeah, you know, and I rewatched Super Friends and Aquaman's solo cartoon in preparation for this, and I gotta say, yeah, I have nostalgia for this series. But again, I just realized more and more, it's like, oh my god, everybody on this team is more powerful combined than Aquaman. Even the fucking Wonder Twins. Like, even Apache Chief. All he does is just, he can grow big. That actually is better than Aquaman.
Even that monkey probably has better stuff than Aquaman.
Oh, the space monkey Gleek actually has helped out not only the Wonder Twins, but also the Super Friends in general.
Yeah.
So yes, what I am saying is that the monkey is actually more useful than Aquaman.
Yeah. Bit of a sad life for that Aquaman. Gosh.
Yes.
I can't believe that.
No, I went into this hoping that it's like, maybe they found something I didn't. Like, because again, I generally wanted this Aquaman to kind of get something, and yeah.
I know, it's like I kind of like wanted him to be like they spent the end of the analysis being like, man, this guy he just sucks. Like, there's nothing going for him. I'm like, okay, please tell me please tell me that there's more to this than they're letting on. And no, nothing. It's like,
no, that's nothing. They
one thing.
They don't even scale him. Like, they don't even scale him to his other Super Friend partners, which it's been stated multiple times, and even I can back this up. Most of them are star level. So, and they didn't even give him that. They just made it seem like this dude is lucky if he can knock down a door. That's it.
That could have given him something.
Yeah, no. I get the joke. Again, the joke is this Aquaman is useless, and the end.
Yeah, I get where they were going for in this. Like, yeah, compared to Sponge, like, it's way weaker than what both of them expect compared to SpongeBob, where like it's way stronger than anyone would have expected. Yeah. But like, man, it's still kind of sad.
Yeah, even the end pros and cons, they only give Aquaman the moral victory.
The moral victory.
That was it.
Everything else, laughing my ass off.
Yeah, they just say it was smarter. Like, freaking, they listed SpongeBob as a dumbass. They didn't even bother to say it was smarter.
No, they couldn't bother to say he was smarter than SpongeBob. He technically is more battle experienced than SpongeBob because, you know, he's been on a super team for a long time in his universe. He does.
No.
They could have given him something. Obviously, everything else is countered, but it's like, well, I mean, he did, like, realistically, you know, he's got more than what they were giving him. Damn it.
Yeah.
Still,
gosh.
I will say, and this is kind of leading into the analysis. Okay, I agree with the results. I agree that SpongeBob wins. And I completely, totally understood what they were going for, and I appreciate it. Like they were like, they started SpongeBob, and they were like, oh, this guy's probably really lame. But then they progressed, and they were like, oh wait, holy crap. Whereas with Aquaman, it was kind of like, okay, this guy's got to have something, right? And then it kind of progressed into like, oh wait, no, he's actually got nothing. And that's how lousy was too when researching him. It's like literally, like what Wiz was saying throughout the analysis for Aquaman was how lousy he was when researching him. It's like he walked in and was like, okay, so obviously this is the version that everyone like attributed, you know, that whole idea that Aquaman is this really lame character, even though he's not. But surely there's got to be something. And he walked out being like, what are we doing? It's like, there's nothing.
I know I know deep down inside there's something Aquaman has, but no. There's
No. Absolutely
like he walked in thinking like, okay, he's probably gonna lose, but he's gonna have something. 100% has to. He walked out. I was wrong.
You move fucking trash. That's all I have.
Yeah.
Got it.
But if there's one thing I will say on the analysis that I do kind of take issue with, and I took issue with this in Saitama versus Popeye as well, is can we please elaborate that there is a limit and there is a limit on Toon Force?
Yeah, Toon Force. I concur with that. I concur.
Yeah.
Now we have 2 cartoon episodes. Well, actually, technically 3 with the mask, and they go into Toon Force, and they just treat it like this unstoppable force of nature when it is so not. Like it is not. Like it's Toon Force is really just this like cool word for saying, oh hey, these cartoon characters have cool powers. That's it. That's all there is to it. Like if all these cool powers were attributed to like a movie character, no one would give a crap.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. There needs to be an episode that elaborates like, by the way, we know Toon Force is broken, but there is a way to stop it.
Yeah. Well, maybe there'll be a matchup in the future that can go into that more in depth. I don't know. I think so.
Here's hoping.
Because like, I mean, I get where you're coming from, but like, I don't know, because like, I don't know how to describe it, because like, it's not unbeatable, but like, it's not like Popeye or Saitama and Aquaman could like really counter it. I guess that's why
I'm not saying that. Like, I'm like even if the cartoon character wins, there has to be some. I feel like there had to be something.
Okay.
Had to be a limit.
Yeah, like as somebody who's been watching cartoons all of his life and is familiar with Toon Force, I can say that it's not as what's the word I'm looking for? It's not as OP, I guess, as they're making out to be. I mean, it's OP. Yeah. Okay, yes. It's crazy. It's out there. But at the end of the day, there are characters who have a limit to their Toon Force. But there are and I would say that SpongeBob is kind of in the middle. He's not exactly like Popeye or someone like Felix the Cat, where his Toon Force is just it's just endless. He can do anything in terms of, okay, I can just shake this and transmutate it into this.
Yeah.
But he's kind of I would say SpongeBob falls into that Mickey Mouse level of Toon Force.
Yeah.
But I do
That's
agree.
They straight up say it like they say like the winner is SpongeBob, our god, and I'm like, was that necessary?
Yeah, no, it's like you didn't even do that for Popeye, because I've even seen the argument people have been asking. It's like, oh, well, does this mean SpongeBob could beat Popeye? It's like, no, actually, no, he can't.
Like, I do want to ask Tiki that though, because he was the researcher on both of these guys. But,
yeah, no, I mean,
I want to know what he thinks, but
in short answer, no, and a long answer, spinach. There you go.
Okay, that's fair enough, I guess. But
yeah,
I can see like, yeah, it shouldn't be this ungodly force that like, oh, that means you automatically win. I mean, I get that.
No, because what if they bring in a cartoon character? Because there are cartoon characters that don't have Toon Force. They're just cartoons that kind of somewhat work in a semi-realistic setting.
Yeah. Samurai Jack is probably the best example.
Yeah.
Yes, Samurai Jack is the best example. I mean, he comes from a cartoon, but he doesn't have Toon Force.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm sure there's enough. There'll be a matchup in the Our Steven universe. I mean, there'll probably be another matchup in the future that will go into like, oh, Toon Force isn't ungodly. But I mean, this clearly wasn't the episode to do that, which I kind of get.
No, and I get it because SpongeBob's Toon Force is freaking absurd. But...
Yes, it is absurd. But I do agree with what Brobuscus and even y'all were saying. It's like, to go so far as to call SpongeBob a god. It's like, I would say, if anything, he's kind of like a demigod, because, again, there are stronger Toon Force users than him.
Fucking Popeye.
Yeah, Popeye is stronger than him. Felix the Cat is stronger than him. Fucking Betty Boop is stronger than him. I just, like,
I know Tom and Jerry could be stronger than him.
That's true. Yeah, Tom and Jerry, Bugs Bunny, like... SpongeBob is just
the Jetsons.
Yes, the Jetsons, the Flintstones. On point is,
okay, yeah.
They yes. Hell, even Johnny Bravo could kick SpongeBob's ass.
Okay.
All right. Well, semantics.
Yes.
Regardless of that, I still really enjoyed these analyses. They were fun.
I think SpongeBob's was the best, just because, very much like Popeye, it's surreal hearing them dive this deep into SpongeBob of all people.
Yes, dude, I loved hearing them talk, like going in depth on like all the things in the SpongeBob universe. It makes me so happy to see.
Yes,
and it also just this game was broken. It's really fun.
Yes, and
it's just
even
he has no idea what to think.
Wiz also gets beat up by Doodle Wiz.
Doodle Wiz.
Unnecessarily brutal.
God, so sad.
So unnecessarily brutal, and I love it.
Oh man, and also too, this kind of goes back to the whole, was that really necessary? But was it really necessary to just acknowledge the meme? Oh yeah, SpongeBob beats Goku.
Yeah. I was gonna say, it's like the comparisons to like Goku and comic book Aquaman. I'm like, no, we don't need that.
No,
I get it.
You even acknowledge that SpongeBob could be like comic book Aquaman.
Gosh, yeah.
Yeah,
my
exactly.
Gosh.
Oh my god. Like, just imagine one day the next Toon Force character they bring in that gets overtly ridiculous as of recently is Shaggy.
Mm.
Oh
Yes.
gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Him against a
Oh,
Chadley
dear.
King Neutron.
Either have Shaggy fight that or have
God.
Shaggy fight Hugh Neutron.
That's what I said.
God.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're
I
fine.
misheard.
You're fine.
God. There you go. My God.
Yeah,
Freaking
no. This analysis was funny and sad as hell, and I
Yeah.
love it when it can do that.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
my opinion, this
God.
SpongeBob's analysis is one of my favorites of the season so far.
Oh yeah,
Honestly,
that.
Sam, I have to agree there. Yeah,
Also,
it's yeah.
Shout out to SpongeBob for having the fastest calculated speed feat.
yes,
battle
yes.
history.
Let's get to
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Starlight,
ZDogg.
Starlight Mega Man
SpongeBob-
got dethroned.
Yes,
Yeah.
SpongeBob has dethroned MegaMan.exe.
Yeah, Mega Man .exe.
So funny.
Yes, because
Okay.
the record
So
the record
funny.
was held previously by MegaMan.exe. Before that, it was Darkseid. Before that, it was Superman. I'm not counting the Helmet of Fate because that's the
I was
helmet,
about to
not
say.
a person doing it. Yeah, because
You
May even
expect
said.
Sonic to be the fastest.
Surprisingly,
Yeah,
no,
well,
he's
okay.
not.
Well, Archie.
Well,
Archie
he's
Sonic is-
incalculable.
Yeah, Archie Sonic is incalculable. That's the thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the fastest with a quantifiable number.
Yeah.
Yes.
So not kind of the immeasurable. So there you go. But
yeah,
yes,
so, like the Flashes
freaking
could still beat him. The Archie Sonic, Archie Silver, they'd still beat him.
Yeah, I do want to correct people on that because I've seen people say, "Oh, so this means SpongeBob could just beat all of these other high tier combatants in a race." I'm like, no,
Oh,
he just has the most fastest speed feat. He's not
Yeah.
faster than all of them combined. They could still
SpongeBob's not being
outrace
Superman.
his. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
he's not outclocking Superman.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now.
Yeah.
Like, even just this season, whatever like Marvel and DC heralds that were used, they'd still outpace him. Archie Silver, would outpace him.
Yeah.
I feel like there was more.
I mean,
measurable
Sun
points this
Wukong
season.
kind of, Sun Wukong outpaces SpongeBob because he
Oh, yeah.
jumped to the universe, to the
Mhm.
end of the universe, and back in less than a second.
yeah. So I mean, but no, it's still really funny and really insane that he has the new.
They made it seem like
fastest
SpongeBob's the
speed.
most powerful character in fiction.
Gosh. Yeah, he made it sound like that. My gosh. Which is
Yeah.
cringe. I'm
And plus,
here for it.
yeah, it is. This analysis was fucking great, and I love it.
I want more of it.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly.
And again, it's like we said earlier. I love hearing Wiz just freak out, especially when he has to quantify the universe thread feat, and he literally blatantly says, "This is the fastest quantable speed feat we've ever had in our show's history, and it belongs to SpongeBob SquarePants." As if he was expecting it to go to someone, not SpongeBob.
someone
Gosh.
who's known for someone who's actually known for being fast. Like,
Yeah.
No, the funny sponge.
Yeah, the little
Gosh.
yellow sponge. Whose
Man.
parents are cookies.
Yeah. How does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, what?
It's quite simple, actually. It doesn't. All right, let's move on to this fight.
Yes.
Oh my god. Yeah.
So
It's not done.
is this really a fight? Let's be real.
I mean, it's.
Can we even call this a fight?
I would just say this is what's the word? I don't want to say it's a stomp, but I do want to say it's not. It doesn't actually become a serious fight until the end.
Yeah.
Because SpongeBob is just kind of, he's going with everything that's going on.
They kind of went with the All My Might guy and Yoda King Mickey approach nearing the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the end. But I appreciate that.
No, I love
God.
that. But let's start. let's start at the start. Okay, first off, these yeah.
Yes.
Okay, first off, these hand-drawn shots are amazing.
Yes, those hand-drawn shots were done by John Mitchell, my boy.
There you go.
But I will say right off the bat, a lot of people have noticed this animation error, and now it's distracting me. So the fight starts, and Bikini Bottom is in absolute shambles. The sky is orange, buildings are destroyed, there are robots everywhere, and the second that Aquaman throws his first punch, everything is right back to normal, all hunky-dory.
Yes, which I did confirm. That was intentional. That was a reference to the cartoons.
I would hope so, because like that seems like a weird oversight, but all right.
Looks like a very SpongeBob thing to do. Just like
just one shot. It's chaos. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean redundant, right? Like irrelevant. No one cares. That's just something I noticed, and now it's distracting. But I just love how expressive these two are. It's like just the looks on their faces in every scene. It's like, okay,
yes,
so good.
This is amazing.
Which I feel like, especially with SpongeBob, it's good to get all of his emotions and stuff right in the right way.
Yeah, the best emotion I love that SpongeBob gave was the hall monitor face. I saved the city.
I love that so much. Oh my god!
Yeah, it's like, and then
when I saw that my first time, I was so happy.
That just came, like it just came out of nowhere. Like,
yes,
awesome.
SpongeBob's sprite is so cool.
It's so good.
It is really
good. Origin did himself.
Really good.
Yeah.
Yes, Origin did the sprite work and the rigging, and he got to animate. He got to animate in this episode along with the rest of the team.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So good.
And yeah, they look really good. Oh my gosh.
Yes. And you know those Aquaman, those Super Friend Aquaman sprites are pretty good. Although I think those are just basic ones you can find. I don't think Origin did any alterations.
They're mostly altered. They're altered from the ones I think they're altered from the ones they used against Namor.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Just made to look more like Super Friends.
Just changed his head.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah, really, honestly.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's me, but every time I look at the feet, it looks like he has flippers on his feet.
Well, I mean that tracks.
Yeah, but it's like,
I guess.
I don't like the flipper look for Aquaman on his feet. He's only half Atlantean, so he's half fish.
Well, he does have like fins on his legs for some reason.
That's fair. I don't mind the fins.
Oh no, I don't either. But it's just weird.
I draw the line at him having flippers for feet. That's where I draw the line.
Just get one of those like plastic flippers that you get at like a swimming pool.
Yes.
There you go.
Can we also please talk about? Can we please talk about what, in my opinion, is a great callback to a popular animation trope that at the time was revolutionary because it was like, how can we do realistic animation?
Yes.
And that was have a frame. Great Neptune! The mouth.
Absolutely amazing.
The realistic mouth lip movement. Yes.
That had me dying when I saw it.
Yeah, oh I loved that so hard. I was literally, and again, I kind of sort of liked that animation style, but I'm like, oh, thank God this died off.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense for this, especially for these two. And Man,
It's even
man,
funnier.
I love it so much.
It's even
Guys.
funnier in the boards. If you look at the boards,
Yeah.
it's even it looks like something out of it looks like something out of
God.
Annoying Orange.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
That was
Yeah.
confirmed. That was Zach. That was his. It was his animation. It was his mouth.
Yes, I knew it. Okay, yes, finally. I've been
but,
dying. I'm like, whose mouth is that? That's saying
It's Zach. But
beautiful.
It's funny because they mentioned it on commentary. Zach sent that in as like a first draft. It's like I guess this is kind of what you guys are looking for, right? And they were like, perfect. Like,
Yes.
it was like it's perfect. It's absolutely what we were looking for. Just alter the skin color a little bit so it matches Aquaman, and you're golden. And he was like, "Wait, really? I just kind of threw this together. I thought this looked awful." It's like,
yeah, no. But the funny thing is,
but both Luis and Liam were like, "No, perfect. It's absolutely what we were looking for." And Zach was like, "Oh,
yeah.
okay."
The funny thing is, I get because this is weird. It's like because when you see that shot, it's like, oh, I guess Aquaman has tiny little beard hairs in his mouth.
Yeah.
Even though that's now Zach, I'm like, huh. It would have if Zach would have been that committed to this. Imagine if he shaved, so that way it's like, okay, I was that
Look how
committed.
Aquaman's render in that little thing was awfully cropped on purpose.
Yeah.
Yes. Because that's how it was. That's kind of how that animation style was back in the day.
But then the rest of it, it's cropped out like really badly. But the actual artwork itself looks like one of those like old DC cartoon promo arts. I'm like, how do they?
Yeah.
Like, why does it look this clean and yet it's cropped so awfully?
Yeah, exactly. Like, even the shot before that, where he lunges at SpongeBob after saying the Super Friend line, that shot looks straight out of something from Super Friends, like a promo.
Yeah.
Gosh. Yeah, they really did their homework.
This was the highlight shot for me. Just seeing that mouth animation.
Yeah, I mean, gosh. Yeah. Dude.
This has officially been in Popeye vs. Saitama as the most out there animation style they've done.
I mean, it's not beating the art shift punch, but
it's not. But it's like
getting there.
It's close. It's
close.
It's a contender.
It's as close as we're gonna get until we get like until it happens again with like I don't know Mickey versus Bugs or something. I don't know. And then immediately after that we get what might be like the best,
god, yes.
Like the best thing about this entire episode, like the entire point of this episode was to realize, oh wait, this version of Aquaman actually is as lame as he's memed out to be. That they made it a sort of redemption arc. Like they made it like like they had it they showed him like all the different Aquaman across the multiverse, and he was like,
yes.
Oh, so wait, I'm actually like really freaking lame. It's like oh, by the way, they mentioned it on cast, which we're recording this like almost right after the stream. But those portals have like no context to them. They just kind of show up.
Yeah. I thought so.
I'm pretty sure because I've talked with a friend about this. My friend told me that they were meant to be the portals from Nicktoons Unite.
That's probably a coincidence.
Or
maybe. I feel like I do feel like it might have been an on purpose thing because like
maybe
that it would just be out of nowhere.
When writing, Liam was like, "These portals have like no context to them. They just kind of show up." But they needed something. They needed something to be like to show Aquaman that like there are a bunch of Aquaman in the universe, in the multiverse, and he's the worst one. So it's like, why don't we just have portals show up for no reason?
I I even headcanon interpreted that, oh, that's just Rick Sanchez fucking with this Aquaman.
Oh my god! Imagine.
What I want to know
I don't
is,
mind the portals.
no, the portals are whatever. What I want to know is what were those other Aquamen? Like one of them was clearly Jason Momoa's Aquaman.
Yeah, one of them is Jason Momoa. One of them is '90s Aquaman. One of them, I recognize that blue Aquaman. I can't remember.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw the blue Aquaman. I'm like, why does that look like Quicksilver?
Yeah, he's from a specific Earth that I can't pinpoint. I can't remember, but I know of that Aquaman. And I think that red one, I swear, I thought that was supposed to be like maybe that's supposed to be Young Justice Aqualad, now Aquaman, maybe. But his skin color was white, so I don't know. Like it's more clear in the boards because the boards actually give you an idea of okay, here's all the Aquaman.
The boards straight up gave us like JPEG renders of different Aquaman. I'm like, yeah.
So they're more recognizable.
Yeah. But I love the scene so much.
Yes, I do too. Especially SpongeBob's monologue to Aquaman.
Yes, dude. I'm so happy, baby.
I've seen so
out
many
of all
people,
things to do,
I've seen so many like reaction videos misunderstand the point of that scene because as SpongeBob is monologuing, Aquaman reaches into the portal, pulls out a trident, and stabs SpongeBob with it. So people were like, wow, Aquaman, rude. It's like he's trying to cheer you up, and you go ahead and do that to him. I'm like, no, that's not the point.
it's
motivational.
Yeah.
SpongeBob wanted him to do that. SpongeBob wanted him to get up and not give up. That was the whole point.
The whole point.
The whole point
yes,
of the scene, you missed it.
I love how we're saying the whole point, and he pointed and poked him with the trident.
I think you got the point.
Popped him like a
my god.
Yes, and I do gotta say, before we move on, I saw a comment under the actual video that someone posted saying that they found this quote super helpful and motivating, and they're now going to be inspired to continue getting up and living the best lives they can live.
Wow.
Awesome.
So, holy shit!
Like, that kind of reaction I didn't expect from freaking SpongeBob SquarePants, but alright.
Yeah.
And then it's a battle of the trident and the pencil. Why is it not the spatula? This episode is a 0 to 10.
Man.
I was really looking forward to a trident versus spatula fight. Come on.
Yeah, same, but I guess can't be choosers. But man, no, it's really cool. And,
no, it was a cool fight. Yeah. I'm playing this up the last. It was a cool fight.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but like, man, yes, I really
I did like seeing Aquaman like break the pencil and steal it for himself. I'm like, oh, that's clever. It's like, what's he gonna do with it?
There you go.
It's like, what is he gonna do with it? Oh, nothing special. Just draw a door to the other side of the universe. It's like, no biggie.
As you do.
Yeah, as you do.
Saturday morning for me. Get it? Because it's Saturday morning cartoon. Okay, that was bad.
Yeah.
That was
Get
bad.
out.
Yeah.
Gosh.
And then just that final clash, like Aquaman straight up like using the entire ocean, like the entirety of Earth's water, like I don't think he can do that. But you know what? I'm gonna allow it.
Yeah, like a Kamehameha, and he's even doing it with one hand because with the other half of the pencil, SpongeBob threw the eraser part and it erased his arm.
Yeah.
Yeah. My gosh.
It's like, I don't think you can do that, but you know what? I'll allow it.
Yeah.
And the
Look,
same
he
thing
needed
for-
something, okay?
Oh no, absolutely. But the same thing for SpongeBob. Like he's flying. He's using his legs as thrusters to the
rocket.
to go back
Yeah.
to the other side of the universe. And there's like this like rainbow effect going on. Like it kind of reminded me of Goomba versus Koopa, the DBX.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like again. I don't think you can do that, but I'll allow it because it's cool.
Well, I mean, to be fair,
he said that in one of the episodes.
Yeah, SpongeBob has consistently used his legs as thrusters in tons of the old seasons.
Oh, okay.
So that actually is on brand for him.
That goes to show how long it's been since I've seen SpongeBob.
Yeah, like even in
he takes all of his clothes off.
even in the hall monitor episode. Even in the hall monitor episode, when he's finally selected to be hall monitor, he literally thrust up into the air like a rocket, does an air loop, and shows how excited he is to be the hall monitor.
Hall monitor. So, yeah.
Also,
and then after that, we get no BS. One of the most depressing climaxes in Death Battle history. It's like, why did they make that so sad? Like,
I think Liam has literally perfected the trifecta because he's been doing this for third time this season, and I literally thought, okay, it can't get any sadder than Magneto versus Tetsuo, can it? Nope, it actually can.
Gosh, freaking hell! I was not expecting this to be well done.
And also, I kind of called it because I even said it's in the last episode. It's like, man, these two actually would be friends. And having it end with as Aquaman's doing his best, I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark impression. By having him say, let's be super friends, and then just disappears. And it's like, oh, God! And then SpongeBob doing something nice to make sure that Aquaman will be remembered by drawing a tombstone.
Man.
Yes.
And why do you gotta hit us with that?
I saw some reaction videos that people thought that SpongeBob was gonna make another Doodle Aquaman.
Yeah.
That actually would have been fun.
That would have been fun,
that would have been great.
That would have been great, but I'm kind of glad they did this instead.
Although if I have one little nitpick is I know they had to do the comedy comes in threes part where SpongeBob is just mispronouncing his name. Yeah. So by the end, when he calls him Ocean Man, it's like, I didn't know Aquaman's brother died. Cool. No. Well, thanks for remembering him.
Ocean Master, my guy.
He might as well be Ocean Man.
Whatever.
I
like that because on one hand, it's another case of SpongeBob misremembering his name, which has kind of become a running theme of this fight. But also, it's Ocean Man. I think you get the reference.
Land that you understand.
Look, close enough. You take what you can get.
I can just
I
just imagine Aquaman in the afterlife. He sees the tombstone. He's like, damn it, it's Aquaman.
Come on, man. You know what? Fine. It's fine. The little guy. He made me.
God damn it!
I'll take it. Just take it.
Yeah,
I think maybe this is just me, but I think it would have been even sweeter if he actually did remember his name and read it on the tombstone. Here lies Aquaman.
Yeah,
maybe.
I mean, I don't know. I guess. I don't know. I think it's sweet enough as is.
Yeah.
But
yes, it is. He did. But Still now,
Or so
now-
even better. Like SpongeBob, like when he was writing the tombstone, he'd be like, "F is for friends, Aquaman."
oh
no.
yes.
Wow.
God
Dang
dang
it.
it! Why
No,
didn't they do that? That's good. I like that.
Um,
Also,
man.
too, I can imagine the fan art. I can imagine so many fan art having
Even more
SpongeBob.
depressing.
Yeah, SpongeBob going to visit this tombstone, and you can have it be in a dramatic fashion. You can have him put flowers,
yeah.
anything to be like. Damn, this is gonna become a popular fan art, isn't it?
Probably.
Uh,
I mean, have you seen the amount of fan art of Jonathan and Nezuko teaming up?
Yeah.
After
Yes, I have.
Jonathan
yeah.
versus
There
Tundra.
you go.
If we do get like more SpongeBob episodes that can be like referenced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn,
Oh,
I
man.
wish Liam would have done that now because, like, damn, that's
I will
actually
say-
good.
I will say,
Mm.
one change that was made from like the initial script and the boards that I'm kind of glad was changed, was that
The fact that he doesn't walk away. He
yeah, he was
stays
gonna
and
SpongeBob was
admires
gonna
it.
walk away. Yeah, SpongeBob was gonna walk away all sad, but
Yeah, I'm so happy. I'll be honest,
then,
like the boards are normally double, but I'm so glad that
Yeah,
was a big change they
but
made.
then,
Because
I think it was
it makes
Origin
it-
who said like, what if instead he just stood there smiling in respect.
yes,
And
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what?
That's
I like
really
that.
low.
I like that so much more.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's very wholesome.
Give him a salute.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It feels very SpongeBob 1 through 3 season esque.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
This animation is so
Yeah.
fucking good.
It's so
What?
good.
It's really good. It's just, man. I mean, I just want more of it, man. Like, I'm happy. I'm so happy with what we got, but I just wish we did get a little bit more because I was enjoying it so
Yeah.
much. But,
I'm kind of is a part of me that wanted maybe an extra minute to have Aquaman, I don't know, use all of the sea creatures to try and attack SpongeBob. SpongeBob maybe using some of his other gadgets that aren't the pencil and the bubble wand.
Here's another idea.
Yeah.
Like the most popular comment from one of the previews was like, "What if Aquaman could like control SpongeBob's friends like Squidward and Patrick and stuff?" Use
Yes.
them.
Oh, that
maybe.
would have been a really clever way of using it. But I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Business. Then they get controlled.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, that would have been really cool.
Yeah,
But, I mean, I get that they probably didn't have the time on their side, but I don't know.
Yeah,
Like-
or maybe have SpongeBob and use his spatula while Aquaman uses the trident instead of the pencil versus the trident.
Yeah.
I think that would have been
Yeah.
because he only uses it for a couple of seconds in the first couple of frames, and then the spatula's gone. It's like, oh, but that's his most iconic weapon.
Yeah.
That or maybe the jellyfish catcher.
Okay, what was he gonna use
Maybe.
the jellyfish net? What was he gonna use the jellyfish net for?
You mean?
I don't know.
You mean?
Well, we could have had a net battle. Aquaman could have used his net, then we could have had
Yeah,
a
because
net
that
battle.
is Aquaman. If you can believe it or not, Aquaman does have a Aqua utility belt, and in that Aqua utility belt, he has a net.
Why am I not surprised it's called the
Yeah.
Aqua Utility Belt?
Really?
Yes, he has a utility belt where he can pull stuff out
Yeah.
of, hell, he has a shrink ray. He has
That's
a
true,
heat
he
gun.
SpongeBob
Yeah.
could have used the Wumbo thing. No.
Yeah, the one button. Yeah, dang it. Oh man. But I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
even
complaining.
hell. Sorry, or hell, how awesome would it have been if we got again? I actually did rewatch the ending of the SpongeBob movie, the first one. How awesome would it have been if maybe we would have gotten a clash with the ocean against SpongeBob's laser guitar, the Goofy Goober laser guitar?
Yeah, and I had
Yeah.
another idea. What if they when doing that, they use Aaron from Farewell's real hands to play the guitar?
Yes.
Man, I mean, yeah, that would have been awesome. But I mean, and like I said, the fight's good. I just want more of it. Dang it! Like I mean, I can accept it if they wanted to leave more of that towards the whole like SpongeBob cheering up Aquaman thing. But like, man, like, I just wish there was a little bit more. But like, I'm really happy with what we got.
Oh yeah,
really
yeah, same.
It is.
Gosh.
This is a good follow up animation to Trunks versus Silver, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah. So.
And with that, let's talk about the voice acting because oh gosh,
Dude.
Yes.
What can this man not do?
I know.
What
Okay,
can this
okay,
man not do?
okay,
Frickin'
dude.
what?
Tom
Listen to
Shulk continues to surprise me. Like,
Goodness.
Okay.
You went from
Damn right he does.
Man to Dio Brando to Omni-Man to fucking SpongeBob. Like, how?
SpongeBob, dude, I had to do a double take when I saw that announcement. Like, okay, like I was, Liam like released a Twitter like okay, all right, Tom Shulk and Keston. Like, wait, what? I'm sorry, wait, who's Tom Shulk? What? What?
Yeah.
Like Tom Shulk is SpongeBob. I'm like, oh, okay. Wait, what?
What? Oh, you go from okay. How do you?
Oh, also because I guess
Oh
now
my
this
God.
is a trend. I guess now this is a trend for Tom every time he's in Death Battle, but I did see this hilarious meme that pretty much, is like, hey, let's take a bite out of Tom.
Yeah. God.
Dio and
Yeah.
SpongeBob.
It's like,
and also freaking Macho Man drunk Kool-Aid man. So I mean, continues the trend.
Yeah, there you go. What do we have for Omni-Man though?
Eyes.
that is true. We didn't get anything. Omni-Man.
Oh, no, we do
His
have his
eyes
eyes.
were the-
His eyes. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Take
God,
Tom's.
Gosh.
Gosh,
Freaking hell.
that was insane.
Yeah, Tom. Okay, look. I know there has been a lot of. There's been a lot of good and kind of meh on Tom's performance as SpongeBob. So I just got to say this. Look, obviously, you can't get somebody who can do a perfect Tom Kenny. You can only get somebody who can do the best they can. And I think for this episode, Tom did his absolute best to capture the spirit of SpongeBob, not the spirit of Tom Kenny.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I said it when the episode came out. But Tom doesn't like completely sound pitch perfect like SpongeBob, but he talks like SpongeBob.
Yeah, I mean, I think he has the laugh down 100%. It's just
he has the laugh 100%.
Yeah. It's just I do agree that like he has the spirit of the character, which makes me happy to hear. So
yeah,
exactly. Yeah. Yes, and I did see some people, and when I say some, I'm mainly referring to one channel, the Renegade Reacts, where they asked the question, why couldn't they get Tom Kenny? He's literally said he'll voice him in anything. It's like, well, for one thing, contract legalities.
Yeah, contracts fun, aren't they?
Yeah. He can't voice SpongeBob in anything fan related.
But also, can you imagine how much that guy would cost? Like,
I would imagine, that would be more than even they can afford. Even if they were to pay him just a little bit, I still feel like, you know what? It is. Yeah. It's like, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Who's to say? Maybe he would have been nice. Maybe he would have been able to take it. But I do feel like
I guess doing like voice work for Death Battle for free wouldn't have been a first for them.
No.
Didn't
Yeah. Christopher Sabat.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, didn't Christopher Sabat voice Snake for free?
Yes, because he's always wanted to voice either Snake or Batman in something, and when they presented him the opportunity, he said, "I will voice Snake for free."
That's a real man.
Yeah.
Yes. Because he was that passionate.
Yeah, Christopher Sabat's a real one.
Yeah.
He really is.
But anyways, no, Tom absolutely crushed it as SpongeBob.
Yes.
I'm very happy.
I'm just like, like, man, who can this guy not voice at this point?
I do gotta say, my favorite line is the monologue, the motivational monologue.
It has to be the monologue.
Yes,
Absolutely.
just the way it was delivered, the way it was done, it's like, oh my god, this does not feel like modern SpongeBob talking. This feels like the seasons 1 through 3 SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. And man, just killed it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And freaking,
God.
just freaking his "I'm ready" shout when he's turning into his rocket
what the
legs.
heck?
Yes, that was
my
good.
God.
Like, how can you get such a high pitched scream that good when you're freaking the Kool-Aid Man and Dio and Omni Man? It's like, like how do you go from how do you go from them to that "I'm ready" shout? It's like that doesn't seem
because
real.
you're Tom Schultz. That's how.
Heck yeah! Oh my gosh!
I don't know. Maybe it's also because he's done so many Dragon Ball voice impressions. Maybe screaming like that just comes natural to him.
Maybe.
God.
Oh man! Now I'm just please. Okay, I know Brobuscus is against the matchup, but if Goku versus Superman 3 ever does happen, please get Tom Schultz.
Oh no, 100%. I agree with that.
Yeah.
No, even if they bring they don't have to do it against Superman. Like if they bring Goku back at all, they need to get Tom Schultz.
Yeah. Yes, please don't. No offense to Moscow, but please, Tom does a spot on Sean Schemmel impersonation.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Because it's obvious we're never going to get. Because it's obvious we couldn't. We had to get Lenny to come back to voice Vegeta, which is a little sad because I love Lenny, really fucking do. But it's like, damn, I want to see Tom voice Vegeta because god dang is Vegeta great.
It is on point, but they had to get Lanny.
But still.
But then on the flip side, we're talking this big game about Tom, and he's fantastic. But can we talk about how Keston absolutely nailed it as Arthur?
Yeah, he was really good as Aquaman. Oh my gosh!
I think he did do a great job encapsulating Super Friends Aquaman, and because the way he was talking, the way he was delivering his line, even that great Neptune, that felt something that
one of my favorite deliveries I've ever heard.
Amazing.
I could so hear that in an episode of Super Friends.
I'm just picturing. Whenever I watch this episode, I picture how the voice actors act behind the scenes, because sometimes a lot of times voice actors will do body movements to amplify their performances. Can you imagine Keston moving around, being like, "Great Neptune"?
Yes.
Oh my gosh! Yes.
Yes, and also not to be outdone by Tom's amazing SpongeBob motivational monologue, but then you have fucking Keston killing that emotional breakdown Arthur is
so
having.
Bad. I was like, how are you making me feel this bad for this guy?
And I don't know if he actually was crying, but even so, if he was just doing the fake crying sound, it's like, oh my god, that's good.
The onions did he have?
Yeah.
Yeah, how many onions did he use?
Dude, yeah.
These are questions. And even that... And even the comedic bits, again, going back to the whole SpongeBob mispronouncing Aquaman's name, it's like, see, man, damn it, it's Aquaman!
Yeah.
Just hearing this Aquaman curse, it's like, oh my god! This is so funny.
Man.
Whoa.
Yeah. gosh.
I can just
So
imagine, I'm imagining, like, someone in the background, like, hey, watch your mouth. There are children present.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, like,
But-
even at the end, his
Yes.
his like call out, his let's be super friends. I'm like, oh no. It's like
Yeah.
And the line.
you are not about to make me cry. You are not about to make
They
me
make
cry.
me cry.
Yeah, you can't make me cry over that line. What the heck?
No.
Yeah, no. Well,
Wow.
and it's kind of poetic that because again, he literally says, "I'm a super friend," and then he ends it with "Let's be super friends." I'm like, oh my
That's-
god, that's
Like,
how you
how do
tie
we-
a line back, Liam. You smart son of a bitch.
It's like, how do we go
You
from
fucking genius.
it's like, how do we go from it's no use sounding badass, and then we got this, then we got Aquaman about to make me cry. Like,
Yeah,
how do we get here?
I don't know. It's very crazy. And even the last thing I love, because this relates to both actors, that little delivery about how they're gonna prove to each other they're the best at who they are. Like
That was so
like
good.
Aquaman saying, "I'm gonna be the best superhero," and then SpongeBob, "I'm gonna be the best Scooby Goober."
That's
Like,
Dude,
oh,
man.
I swear, look, I know the Death Battle Awards aren't happening yet, but I swear to God, if Tom or Keston don't get the award for Best Male Performance,
Dude, I don't know, because there's a lot of steep competition going on.
Yeah, I know, but it's just like, I feel like these two nailed it. Out of all the voice acting, they really nailed it because they had the comedic elements, they had the sad moments, they were going through all the range of emotions.
yes, they were.
Yeah. Man. This the Flaps all around fantastic work.
Yes.
Like to
Yeah.
both of them, man.
This is probably my favorite dual voice performances this season.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
not
it's
even
up
because
there.
they sound like the characters, no, just because of how they deliver the dialogue.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Gosh.
Big claps all around.
Yes, and we also have cameo voice actors.
Oh yeah, I
Yes.
legit almost forgot to bring that up. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Freaking-
both
Yeah.
Zach of all people, and Liam decided to step into the voice
Yep.
recording booth
Yeah.
for this episode.
Sure. Oh my gosh. Yep. Zach got the classic "My Leg," which makes me so happy
That was
to
Zach.
hear.
That was Zach, yeah.
Yeah. Zach. Yeah, Zach. And
he
then
was also
Liam as
he was also the Doodle
French
Bombs.
character. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
there's a doodle. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
And
Neumann.
then freaking Liam's French narrator voice will never not make me laugh. It's so funny.
It's so
funny.
on the other side of the
The
universe.
universe.
Dude, it's so good. He did really good. I mean, it's just one line, but like, man.
Yeah, no.
Gosh.
It would have been even crazier if that was also Tom doing that too.
Oh man,
Bro.
Could you imagine?
Oh my gosh.
imagine that.
Imagine.
That's when you need to get the fuck out of here. Like,
Like Tom's doing double duty. He's mostly doing
Yeah.
SpongeBob, but then he has to do the narrator as well.
Yeah,
Yes.
Gosh, what the hell?
give me all the roles.
Yes, give
All the
Tom
roles.
all the roles, all the male performances. Give him to Tom. Well, and Nicholas Andrew Louis. Give him to Tom and Nicholas Andrew Louis.
Yeah.
Where
There you go.
is
So for you.
where is Nicholas Andrew Louis anyway?
That is a good question.
It feels like
We
it's
should
been a
make that a
while.
T-shirt.
It's like
Yes.
We should literally.
been a
Have
while
you
since
seen
I've heard
Nicholas Andrew Louis?
My God. Yeah, he'll show up eventually, hopefully.
I mean,
Again.
we got 4 episodes left, so maybe.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
So,
it's 4.
Yes.
I had to do a double check. Yeah, it's 4.
Okay.
Yep.
So, yeah, I know. Oh, and then there's the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Ocean Man.
Ocean Man.
Ocean Man.
Ocean Men.
Ocean Men.
Aaron never ceases to amaze.
People, like, before this episode came out, people knew he was going to do it.
You had
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
Like, gosh. Breaking.
This style of music has always been more up Aaron's alley than Brandon's.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
And oh my god. Look, I know this is obviously no Edge of Tomorrow. This is just fact.
Oh no! This isn't winning like best soundtrack of the season awards by anybody's standards. But
no.
Yeah. No.
But I will say,
it sounds nice.
I will say, it is probably it is a great cartoon track in and of itself, just because
100%.
Yes.
It encapsulates both franchises. Like when Aquaman does the punch, you actually and again, I rewatched all seasons of Super Friends, so that those theme songs were stuck in my head. I heard that cue of the Super Friends theme. I'm like, oh my god, Aaron actually put it in there. And then when SpongeBob comes back with the karate.
Yeah, like immediately after we get freaking Mermaid Man and Bart.
Mermaid Man.
Yeah.
Yes! I'm very glad. I'm very glad they chose that instead of anything else, considering the matchup, man.
Yeah, and then at the end with that hard guitar.
Yeah.
Dude, man.
And then at the very end with that like sad violin, like ukulele sound, I'm like, man, just in case you needed any more tugs at your heartstrings, Aaron just decided to be like, hey, why don't I make you bawl your eyes out? Like,
yes. Fucking Aaron, my guy. Good shit.
Good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, just this whole episode just makes me so happy.
Yes.
This episode just makes me so happy in general. Just as a longtime SpongeBob fan who's wanted him on the show for so long, I'm so happy this came out so as well as it did. Like,
Ditto on my side.
Yeah.
Man.
I've watched this episode 10 times and it just keeps getting better and better.
Absolutely.
It's always great.
It's always great. Absolutely.
And it also makes me happy that this episode is very close to crossing the 1 million mark, and it's also trending.
On trending.
It was number 3. It climbed up from number 7 to number 3 last night.
What the heck?
Yeah, it's dropped back down, sadly, but the fact that it was in the top, to put this in perspective,
why do the unexpected episodes get that high on trending? Like,
none of the other episodes got that high on trending. They didn't even come. They stayed within the top 5, but they never got in the top 3.
Between this and Hercules vs. Sun Wukong getting on trending, I'm like, why do those episodes get on trending and yet Omni-Man vs. Homelander didn't?
Yeah, I know, because Omni-Man vs. Homelander actually has over 8 million views, so it's like, what the hell? I don't know. It's a mystery, but also too, this does mark a return to a DC character getting on trending, because it's been a while since a DC Death Battle character has been in trending.
Yep, and it's Super Friends.
Yes, it's Super Friends. Yes,
of course.
Yes, and it also outtrended a Markiplier video.
It's crazy.
Yep.
Yes,
Somehow.
it's beating off. It's trending higher than Markiplier's latest video where he wants to start an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Oh, you know. That's right.
Markiplier fans
my
call
God.
blasphemy.
Oh my gosh.
that's not something I expected to hear today.
You know.
Did you expect us to talk this well about this fucking episode?
Man,
Um,
I'm just so happy.
So
Yes.
It makes me
so the
so
question
happy.
arises: now that we have Super Friends Aquaman, are more Super Friends characters on the table?
I really would like it if they were. Again, Super Friends Superman would be nice.
Because recently
like,
I've heard a couple requests for Super Friends Superman now. I've heard Captain Planet. I've heard G1 cartoon Optimus Prime. Which that sounds fun. That actually sounds like a lot of fun.
Yes, absolutely. And again, it is nice that this is our cartoon fight of the season because I'm always championing. Look, we've had too many animes, we've had too many comic book, too many video game characters. We have not had enough cartoon characters.
I think
we need more.
I think there'll be a lot of people who disagree with you on the too many video game characters.
Fair enough.
But
yeah.
The statement still stands true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also more alternate universe characters would be really fun. So when are we getting Heaven Ascension Dio versus Infinity Ultron? Do it, cowards!
Yeah.
Yes, or
do it.
Or again, just these type of fights. Like I've always been saying that someone like Space Ghost should be in Death Battle, and this episode kind of confirms that it could happen because Aquaman, Super Friends Aquaman, comes from that animation era.
6-piece chicken McNobody.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh my God.
Or again, fucking Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That. Oh my gosh.
I hope that the success of this episode leads them to being like, okay, we need to do more cartoon fights like this. We shouldn't just use modern. We shouldn't just use modern cartoons. We should go back and use older cartoons, or like Brobuscus said, let's use alternate versions of characters that exist in a cartoon.
Yes.
Yeah. Or just in general.
Yes.
Yeah.
In general.
Please. Yeah. And I don't know if it will, but I really hope this also leads into more SpongeBob fights because man, that would be big.
Oh, you know damn well the next fight they're going to do after this is Patrick versus Goofy.
Oh yeah, probably. And I'm here for it, man.
Yeah.
Man. So.
Yeah. Claps all around.
Yes.
Yeah. Fantastic work.
What are we? We're 12. We're 12, technically 13 episodes in, and we still have yet to get a bad episode.
God.
This season never ceases to impress me.
Yep.
And wait, you think this quality train is done? Oh no. Oh no. We are still going. This train is still chugging because we got the biggest tonal shift.
Yes.
Hey, you like how this episode was all like these kid-friendly cartoons, these really wacky, really silly, really goofy cartoon characters? Yeah, how about we transition to horror?
Wait, what's that sound? What is that sound?
Yeah, murder. Hell yeah.
Oh, we've been waiting for you.
Time
About
for
time.
carnage.
Yes.
Yep.
Because it is finally time. We've been asking for this for so freaking long. The classic horror themed matchup, Jason Voorhees versus Michael Myers, is finally happening.
Oh my god.
Finally. Oh my gosh.
Oh my
How did it take
God.
this long? How did
That
it
is
take
a
this
good
long to get
question.
here? Actual question.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yes.
Like,
I don't know. But I'm actually kind of glad it did because, man, the stars have just aligned on this one.
yeah. Can't deny that. So, man.
Yes. We do. We've got this episode is not only coming out for the first time in Death Battle's history. This episode is coming out on Halloween Day.
And it's the 13th episode of the season. Freaking A.
Yeah, there you go. It's the
Love to see
13th
it.
episode, and it'll be coming out approximately 2 weeks after Michael's latest end of his last movie.
Mhm.
And isn't it like
For now, anyway.
Isn't it like the 13th Halloween movie as well?
Yeah, around that area, yeah, and it also is coming out on. I think this year marks the 40th anniversary of Halloween, or 42nd.
Wow.
Point is, it's like the stars are aligned for this episode to happen.
Yeah, like
Yep.
at this point, it would have been sacrilege if it didn't happen.
I mean, yeah.
It's like they had to do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's finally here.
It's
there you
finally
go.
here, and
Oh,
I
God.
am so excited.
Yeah, I'm very happy. I'm very happy it's finally here.
Like I haven't even watched their movies yet, although I will because I made the promise. I will watch them.
You have to.
I have to now.
Mhm.
I have to now. But it is like I'm not even like a super big fan of their movies or just the horror film genre in general. But even I'm like I'm so happy that they're finally doing this.
Yeah.
For real. And more importantly, I know I said this for Predator, but now it's basic. Like you can't deny it this time. This is our first proper no getting around it. Our first proper horror film match.
Yep.
Yeah. Yes. Horror film match, not horror match.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. The scary movie. So yeah, there you go. But again, how did it take us this long to get a horror movie match? Like,
I don't know.
I
don't know.
think this episode and other horror episodes, which that's a topic for another day. Oh, tease.
ooh,
Oh.
Anyway, I
Foreshadowing
do
that?
think it is. Yes, indeed. I do agree. It is kind of sacrilegious that we didn't get these two in Death Battle a long time ago. Even back in season 5 when they were doing highly requested matchups.
Well,
And,
you know.
or hell, even around the time when Jason's game came out, to mixed results, and Michael came back on the big screen.
Heck, he even had a guest appearance in Dead by Daylight.
He did. He also had it was just Dead by Daylight.
And then,
Hell,
Jason went ahead and showed up in Mortal Kombat.
yes, he did. Along with coincidentally Predator and Alien and Leatherface.
Yep.
Yeah, but those are for some other time. Tank, how you feeling? Because I saw I saw you guys' video and you almost straight up, like burst into tears.
Yep.
Yeah, like seeing my Jason vs. Michael finally happen, like all these years, like it made me feel something I haven't felt before. On that day, I wasn't in the best mood. There was some real life stuff going on. Like I wasn't in the best mood, but seeing that reveal happen, it made my day. It made my whole week.
Yeah, it made me happy too.
I can sympathize with that.
Yep, man.
Like,
yeah, this is
crazy.
This was your most wanted, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's been my most wanted for like 4 or 5 years. Like,
yeah,
when I got back into watching the movies, I realized this is it. This is what I want.
Yep, and you got it. Yeah, man.
You can bring like the possibilities of this are endless. Like you can do anything with this, like besides the animation, but you make this the glorious episode in the whole series. And you don't even have to try.
Yeah.
You can do so much with the deaths. You can kill like millions of people. You can have them both decapitate each other. I mean, not like that, but like rip off each other's limbs, rip out each other's intestines. They'll still keep moving. You can even like rip out their heart. They'll still move. Like sometimes you can't kill them. They'll still keep moving.
Yeah.
Yep.
Off your penis, they'll still continue.
Okay.
That's how insane characters really are.
Yeah.
That reveal happened, made my day.
Yeah,
awesome.
I'm glad to hear that because, yeah, I know what that's like to be like, to have like your day be like, man, this was kind of a rough day, and then you see one of if not your absolute most wanted matchups get announced, and you're suddenly in like the brightest of moods.
And, like you don't know how to feel because in my mind I was half and half. I didn't know if they were actually going to do it or just like pull it.
Yeah, because all the teasing made me feel like, is this a red herring? Like, because Ben straight up said straight up said on a cast like during the waiting period, like he straight up teased at this matchup. So, like, notice how the next episode is coming up on Halloween and it's our 13th episode. I'm like, wow, they literally just mentioned that. Like,
yeah, they could not have been like, come on, how could you?
Imagine said they're like, no, fuck you, you're getting Morbius Man bet.
Yeah.
That's it. Man, but no. Man. So, yeah.
All right. Well, you mentioned the amount of possibilities. So, as of this moment, it has not been said what kind of fight they're doing.
Nope.
Which has me interested. Because on one hand, so the popular idea going around is that this should be a live action fight, and I can agree to that.
Yeah.
Pandemic.
But
the thing that's bothering me right now, and this could just be nothing. Like it could just be like they're holding it back, they're keeping it a secret or whatever. But I feel like if this was a live action fight, why have they not said anything yet?
Live action fights, like they said it ahead of time. Like it was the entire trailer of Nightwing Daredevil, and in the Winter Soldier Red Hood trailer, it had the Mohawk logo. Like, so it's kind of weird. What kind of makes me think it might not be, but I mean, I'm down for whatever it is.
At this point, like I still think it could be live action. Like I don't want to rule out that possibility.
Just like, look,
you could
yes,
make
it's like look. Yes, like temper your expectations because I have seen people.
It could be 3D.
Honestly, if it's 3D, I don't care because it can be done in 3D.
Yeah,
but see, here's the thing: I have seen people and I'm not going to name names, but if you know of the person, then I think you know who I'm talking about. But I've seen some people say, if this fight isn't live action, then it automatically is a bad episode. They will not. They will dock points from it. Yeah, they will dock points. They will just say, "Oh, they let us down," this and that. And okay, look, I don't blame people for wanting live action because they've shown they can do it. But you know, that's kind of the thing is, it's not. Death Battle has always been an animation thing. It's always been associated with animation. Live, it's not Superpowered Beatdown. It's not Izumahawk. It's not any of these other shows that associate with live action.
This is true. This is true.
Yeah.
However, an idea did swirl to my mind. This might be like, this is just tinfoiling and like, just like a possibility. But if it is the case, I'd be super down. What if they didn't tease Izumahawk? Like, what if Izumahawk's not working on this, but instead they get Crypt TV to do it instead?
That'd be cool.
Because they are the maestros of live action horror fan films.
Yeah. So.
And they just want to keep that. They just want to keep that under wraps. Like, man, imagine.
Is it a possible?
Because like,
is it a
like, man, imagine the response to that. Like, they show off the preview and it's live action. Like they say nothing and it's live action and they say like, by the way, that's not Izumahawk, that's Crypt TV. Y'all are in for some brutality now.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Just imagine the pop off for that.
Yeah.
Dude.
Again, it would be insane, but again, I again, temper your expectations, please, because again, if it's a 3D fight, which I have a feeling it will be, I just would want it.
I'm starting to feel that too.
I would still be good in 3D.
It definitely could work in 3D.
Yeah, absolutely could work in 3D.
Here's what I want for it to be if it is in 3D. I want it to be entertaining. I want it to not feel like it's trying to do things that you could see in live action, but they're compromising and doing them in 3D. And the most important thing is I really want it to just be somewhat of a decent fight between Jason and Michael. And I want there to be payoff, because this episode isn't just any other episode. It really is the granddaddy of the most requested horror film fights of all time. It sits on a high pedestal. It's in the upper pantheon of requested fights. So I want there to feel like they took care of it. But
definitely,
if it disappoints me, then I feel like maybe this good streak we've been riding, I feel like this episode could potentially be, alright, well, we had a good run for this whole season of great episodes. Let's bring it down.
I don't know about
we'll see,
I guess.
I will say, the researchers especially have been really hyping this one up.
Oh boy.
The researchers, Lousy is writing the episode, and he said that the rundowns for these two are like some of his favorite that he's ever written.
Nice.
And then freaking Kirby, who the researcher for Michael in this one, was like, man, I hope you guys are really looking forward to this. I'm like, oh, you seem excited.
I
will say, if it is 3D, they have the models like right there.
It is like
MKX for Jason, Dead by Daylight for Michael. There, done.
Or even Jason, or even Jason's game. Like Jason's game has a bunch of different skins. I want this episode. I guess what I want most from this episode, not in terms of the analysis, because I believe the analysis will be good. I just want, and I can't re-stress this enough, I want this animation to feel like, I want it to please people like Tank, who have been, and my friend Max, Galaxy Max. I want it to please them so they feel like this was worth the wait.
Yes.
I'm crying.
Absolutely.
I
think it will. I think it will. Like, no matter what style it's in, I think we're in good hands. No matter what style.
Because I mean,
one idea I have seen brought up is for like the way the fight is written. It's like, what if it's not your typical death battle between Jason and Michael? What if it's from like a civilian's perspective?
That'd be interesting.
I'm like, ooh, that sounds cool.
Cool, yes.
Well, because like you're not like aside from like your general like slasher combat, you're not gonna get much out of these two.
No, you're not. But see, that
so why not,
is kind of.
Why not spice it up a
Go
little
ahead.
bit and add the civilian factor to it?
I think they will add civil cat. Okay, I do believe, because it is Michael and Jason, and I think if they can't do it in live action, but this goes into the stuff I talked about that I don't want them to do. I feel like them adding casualties is a good. It's both a good and a bad thing, because on the one hand, yes, it'd be fun to see from different people's perspective what the combatants are doing, because they're just trying to survive, they're trying to get out of there. But on the other hand, then you get something like a Godzilla 2014 where you cut away from something that you're.
I don't think it'll go that far.
I'm just saying,
the focus is still going to be on Jason and Michael, but I'm just saying, like, you can have that from like you can cut between like those two fighting and then civilians running away or dying.
Again, that's just. I want to see Michael versus Jason. I don't want to see the civilians taking up screen time and basically cutting away and not being able to see what the hell is going on. I don't want to see that. I want to see. I don't mind civilian casualties, but it's just like, don't put them in the spotlight.
You can just like switch it, like
exactly.
Jason and Michael's point of view to civilians.
Or Jason's point of view to civilians.
The same thing they did with like Omni-Man versus Homelander.
Exactly. Because again, we came here to see these two fight. We didn't come to see their kills. Just worrying, oh my god, am I going to live? And am I going to be able to get home and finally, atone for everything I've done by not paying that cashier the 12 extra bucks I could have given them?
Are you okay?
That was very specific. I'm going to assume that was a reference to something, because
that was literally just improv.
Oh, okay. I was like that was very specific, and you said that with such a straight face. I'm like, what the heck?
But yeah.
One thing I do think they should do, regardless of if they get the whole civilian aspect or not, they need to get a voice actor for Pamela.
One sec. Somebody's here and he wants to say.
Oh yes, Pamela Voorhees.
Somebody's here and he wants to say something.
Okay.
What?
You told him that you're dead?
Yeah, it's my dad. Yeah.
Oh, you're dead.
Jason's better than Michael's carrier.
Gosh.
Yeah. I mean, obviously you have to have Pamela in there. Yeah, I do agree.
Yeah, you need to get a VO for Pamela, if nothing else.
Well, I mean, just imagine if they just I don't know, reused some other voice actresses, or hell, maybe they get someone in the Rooster Teeth building, like Barbara Dunkelman.
Maybe.
Like bringing the random Rooster Teeth employees.
Yeah, like
Yeah, maybe.
Like-
They do that quite a bit. So
yeah, or Lindsey
Yeah.
Jones, Kara, just anybody.
yeah.
Maybe. I
They
mean,
do
Um,
the same thing they did with like Deadpool Mask and like the employees like just kill them.
Yeah.
They're fighting each other and
There
then
you
they
go.
kill like them like while they're fighting each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, man. If we do get civilians, imagine we get VOs for them.
Mm,
Like just get like.
Also,
just-
like,
just
I want to
ask
bring
for-
this up real quickly. It's maybe the first episode in like 2-3 years since Warrior vs. King DDD where we had no voice acting.
yeah,
This is
Yeah.
true.
perhaps.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Or
like,
because and I know in the newer movies Michael like grunts when he gets like hit. It,
But
like
they're not gonna do that.
mm,
a scene where like
Yeah.
Jason, like echoing like Michael with that.
God.
Even like
I-
like
Like a
have someone
or
voice
something?
Jason's mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kill this guy, make
Um,
mommy proud.
Yeah, but if nothing else, yeah, if nothing else, they need to get someone for Pamela Voorhees. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See that
so-
guy? You see that scary evil guy right there? Kill him for mommy.
Yeah.
Mommy proud.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Mhm.
You can do a lot of things with this fight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So. Mhm.
Yeah.
And then I mean, hey, this is the third episode to have a commission track before it gets announced as an official episode. So
That's how you're all
True.
exposed.
it's got that going for it too.
So I fully trust Aaron and Theral to make the track for this. I trust them heavily.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, because
No,
it's
can
not
make
like
one-
they would. Go ahead.
I trust them because I know they can make this cinematic as all fuck.
Yeah.
Take-
Yeah, 'cause
It's a whole series.
Yeah.
it's not like they would not get somebody to do the track. I mean, I would hope that they do get Aaron, or if they
if it
can't
is-
get Aaron.
If it is live action, they could get the guy who did Red Winter.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think
True.
that'd be fitting.
Mhm.
Or I mean, does Crypt have anybody that does music for them? Or do they just use
I don't know.
royalty-free crap?
Video Network.
They might use it. They'll probably just use it really for royalty free.
Okay.
I don't know. Yes.
Okay.
I don't know. Oh, that's odd.
But yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say it right now. You know how the last few episodes have had me like, okay, I kind of think this character's going to win, but don't like set that in just yet.
Yeah.
I think you can set me in for this one. I'm going for Jason.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Evil
would be-
dies tonight.
Think if
Evil dies tonight.
Evil dies tonight. Yes.
I would be.
This matchup isn't much. It is a stomp, but not that much of a stomp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Michael had.
okay. Let
I would
me.
be very surprised if people go for Michael in this one.
Yeah.
Like there's
So.
just, I just don't think, from everything I've heard anyway, I just don't think there's anything he can do.
No,
Yeah.
there is
I think
nothing.
the only thing he
Michael can do.
is smarter. Pretty much
Yeah,
it.
he's smart.
I mean-
but like, this is
Well,
not,
okay. See, that's No, go ahead.
I don't think smarts are really gonna like. They both seem pretty like one track mind.
Yeah, no, I
so-
mean-
Yeah.
Okay, Jason is he may be one tracked, but see, here's the thing: he's not stupid. He actually
Oh, no.
is intelligent. Like
Yeah.
he can figure out when somebody, especially in the later movies, he would develop an intelligence by figuring out when somebody is trying to trick him into falling into a trap.
No,
Also, he's very clever and like
Yeah,
finding
he's
ways
clever.
to trick people.
Like when we say one track mind, and this goes for Michael too. It's like his mindset is, you see someone in front of you, murder them.
Oh,
Um,
Sweet Tooth's whole thing back in Joker Sweet Tooth. That was his main thing. Just kill everything.
Okay, I disagree with that. Now that it's held up, sorry.
Okay.
But either way, I mean, one thing that does kind of go into what you're saying is if in Freddy versus Jason, Freddy actually was able to get Jason to take care of his dirty deeds, and by disguising and transforming himself to look like Jason's mother, because that is the main thing. Jason won't do what you tell him to do. He'll only do what his mother tells him to do.
Yes.
Yeah. Heck, that's a exploit to beating him in the game as well.
Yeah.
Disguising yourself as his mother and saying that, and talking to him like his mother.
Then I guess Norman Bates would have an easy time getting around Jason Voorhees.
Yeah.
Okay.
Think about it. Like, I know we say this in a lot of death battles, but these two could be the bestest of friends.
Oh, hell yeah.
Probably.
There's a series I saw, like, they're going to kill each other, and then they looked at one guy, and they just, like, high-fived, and just, like, beat the shit out of him.
I mean, yeah, it's like, they could just look at each other and be like, you have a traumatic childhood too? Yeah. You emotionally scarred by the events that unfolded in your household? Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You have, you like to kill people? Yes.
That's it.
We should be friends.
Can we just become best friends?
Yes.
Yeah.
There was this really good fan film I watched that like they were fighting, but they like broke
that was
off.
Radical Talent.
Say what?
Was it Radical Talent?
I think so. Yeah.
That's one of my favorite videos. Like,
yeah. Like they like broke off for a minute during like an interlude and just started murdering the crap out of people who tried to like shoot at them. Like they didn't pay two minds to each other at all. And then once everyone was
ganged up on this one kid.
Yeah. And then once everyone was dead, they were like, "Well, I guess it's your turn now."
Like playing friggin' catch with a guy's head.
Yeah.
One of these days, I'm gonna show like the other guys that video, and it's like it's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah.
Gosh. Oh yeah.
And they became a series too. Like Freddy helped too, and he like tried to fight both of them.
Nice.
But yeah,
back
to this. Just I mean, it's pretty simple, really. Like in general, like Jason just seems stronger, tougher,
and faster.
Yeah.
Well, maybe. I think.
What? No. What are you talking about? Maybe it's like no. The dude. Okay, it has been confirmed that Jason can teleport.
Okay, that's true. That's true.
And it's not just short-range teleportation. No, it's a very long-range teleportation. Like, he can get to you in a quick, rapid succession.
Yes.
Well, what I more mean is that, like, in a straight brawl, I think Michael's more likely to implement speed. Like, he's more likely to avoid attacks than Jason. Which makes sense.
You're not wrong.
It makes sense for Jason to not bother to avoid attacks because he'll just survive it.
Because he's already dead.
Yeah, he's already dead. But
what you gotta worry about?
Michael just seems like he's more likely to avoid damage. It's just that Jason's more likely to power through damage and then inflict that of his own, and then that would just just kill Michael pretty easily.
I would also say, obviously, if we're talking durability, yeah, Jason kind of stomps Michael.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, a lot of Michael's best like durability feats are like stuff that he survived it, but it knocked him out for weeks.
Yeah, like the best example I can come up with is in the Rob Zombie movie where he gets bolted with bullets. He's still going, and their best idea is like, all right, dynamite this son of a bitch.
Also, like, physically stronger. So.
I mean, yeah, and we do talk. And Michael's strength is nothing to laugh at. Michael's strength is not. He may not be Jason level, but let me give you an example. Michael, one time, I'm sorry, in his fourth film, Michael picked up a shotgun, which he never uses guns, and he straight up impaled a chick through the wall with it.
Yes, dude.
Mhm.
So fun fact, so I did this fight way back when, on my channel. Don't go looking it up. It's really bad.
Okay.
But I saw that. I saw Michael like impale a girl through a wall with a shotgun. I'm like, how do you even do that? Like,
Don't know.
It's like,
Don't worry about it.
what the heck?
Don't question it.
You just do.
You just do. But even
But
then,
on the-
Jason.
On the flip side, in the video game, Jason freaking busts through walls like the Kool-Aid Man.
Yes,
Gosh.
the craziest thing
in that video I made, which is like, this is like the only good thing about the video I made. When I said that exact same thing, like he busts through walls, kind of like the Kool-Aid Man. I put in a clip of him doing that with the Kool-Aid Man's "Oh yeah."
Boy.
Yes.
And with that, I've just told you the only good thing about the video. You don't have to go watch it anymore.
Okay. Fine. But yeah. I mean, this fight. Okay, I don't want to be mean, but this fight is kind of mostly a stomp in Jason's favor, just because I would say if this was reboot Jason before he became a zombie, or if this was even Friday Part 2 and Part 3 Jason before he became a zombie, then Michael would actually have a better chance at killing him.
To put it into perspective, a few servers that I'm in like to say like, oh, how did these characters do in like a winner's battle royale or a loser's battle royale? And I've seen people unironically say that Michael would lose to John Wick. So
kind of would.
Like, if that doesn't tell you how badly he's gonna do against Jason Voorhees, I don't know what will.
Also, in Jason's other favor, to cap off Jason's ultimate durability, he survived getting pummeled and thrashed around like a cartoon beanbag against Freddy Krueger in the Dream World.
And Ash Williams. The guy fought
Ash Williams.
Yeah.
Yes, Ash Williams. And bear in mind, Jason also beat, and I don't care what anybody says, he canonically beat Freddy in their first crossover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So was left standing.
Yeah, so it's like Michael kind of stays in that somewhat grounded reality. I mean, he's done kind of cartoony things, but, you know, he's not out there throwing hands with fucking Freddy Krueger, Ash Williams, or hell, any fucking other popular killer.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe
one thing I did see for Michael when I was doing my own research for this fight was like there was one moment where like he appears in front of a guy. The guy reaches for a gun and points it in Michael's direction, and Michael's already like long gone. Like he is he is vanished from sight.
He does have. So yeah, you were right. His speed isn't lacking. He does have decent faster than eye speed, and it somewhat is confirmed that he could have a short range teleportation. Maybe. And I will say his kills are actually more creative. Well, they're just as creative as, you know, Jason's. I mean, in the sequel to the newest trilogy, a girl is pointing a gun in the car at Michael. Michael, he before she can even fire the bullet, he slams his leg against the car, chopping off her hand with the gun in the blink of an eye.
How the fuck do you do that? Like, what?
Because slasher films.
Exactly.
Metal.
Gosh.
Yeah, but none of them are as iconic as good as Jason taking two sexy girl campers, putting them in a sleeping
Oh
bag,
my
and
God.
then proceeding to thrash them again and again inside said sleeping bag until they're dead.
And when
Yeah,
don't forget the time where two people were having sex, he fucking stabbed them both through the bed.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that is. Oh, and I know someone's gonna mention it because they will take what happens in Freddy vs. Jason too literally. Jason does not have a weakness to water because I've seen people say.
I was gonna make that joke. Like, if Michael just takes a water gun, then he'll defeat Jason easy. Come on. It's just
Wait, that's a thing? People actually argue that? Doesn't he like actually start swimming in the movies?
Yeah. He
no, there are plenty of scenes in the movie where he's just in water, but no, yeah, he's afraid of water in that movie.
More or less, I think what people misinterpret. But, it's not that Jason's afraid of being drowned. He's afraid of the memory because that's how he became who he is.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
That does make more sense. But even still, like in the movies and the game, he's still like traveling through water.
Yeah.
But it's funny to say that.
And the sad to kind of put the nail in the coffin here for poor old Michael. It's like Jason is unkillable. Like this man, even if as a zombie, he is unkillable because his body is destroyed. Oh well, he can just possess people and have them become an embodiment of his soul. And he now is them, even though he's in a weaker form, he can still carry out what he needs to do. And then there's also, when Freddy brought him back in the sequel with Ash Williams, Freddy made Jason a Deadite, enhancing his already crazy, stupid-ass abilities.
Yeah.
And don't even get me started on Jason.
God.
Melt this guy in acid. You can burn him alive. He'll still come back.
Yep.
Sometimes.
He's been to hell. He's been to space.
He's been to space. He's been to hell. He's even been to New York City.
Oh Lord, the dreaded New York City. No.
We forget
Jason takes man.
One of the best boxers in the world. He one shot him just like that.
Yeah.
Head off.
Yep.
Jason all the way.
Yeah. I mean,
it's not that much of a stomp, but it could, a little bit.
I mean, it's clear cut. No pun intended.
Yeah. I get it.
Ha.
Hee hee.
I mean, okay. I am more of a fan of Michael than I am of Jason. Like, I have not seen every Friday the 13th film. I've only seen a small handful of them, but I've seen all of the Halloween films just maybe because the Halloween films, in my opinion, are much better films. Well, at least the first two and the third reboot were. They're just better put together films, whereas Jason's films, they're all about, what kind of ridiculous shit will Jason do in this movie?
Oh, exactly.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, so
These two are very powerful and like very strong. I have a feeling like at the end of the day, it's Jason. Like there's no way.
Although on the flip side, if Ghostface were ever to come into Death Battle, then Michael can beat his ass.
Yeah.
There you go.
Him, I guess.
Michael can take out Leatherface.
Yeah. Michael could actually take on Leatherface. I would say he could give. I mean, because Leatherface's whole thing is, he just runs around with a damn chainsaw. That's really it. He's not,
Yeah, I mean, there's a few fights Leatherface. There's a few fights Michael can win. This definitely isn't one of them.
No.
So,
yeah.
I don't think anyone's walking into this expecting otherwise.
Yeah, but
yeah.
Still,
So yeah.
Still, sounds like fun. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it a
Please
lot.
be good.
It's good.
I hope it's good.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be. Come on.
I mean, the worst
Yeah.
it could be is like the worst thing that could happen is, well, I can give Predator versus Boba Fett a pass and be like, you know what, you're good to go. You move along.
Not that bad.
Yeah.
You people give that way
so.
too much crap.
Didn't use Pterodon sprites.
God.
Look, it could have been. Look, all I'll just say is it could have been better.
Yes,
Yeah,
but like
whatever.
90% of Death Battle could be better. You don't hear me complaining about it.
Well, I'm a critic. I come to give my honest thoughts.
Oh my gosh.
Well, anyways, I guess we're done with that. So let's move on.
Yay!
So,
We're out of horror territory.
for now.
Yeah.
No.
Damn,
So-
right.
So, Mr. Tank, you are our guest of honor. You are sitting in our golden guest chair that we absolutely have.
Yeah, totally.
And absolutely set us back a lot of money.
It's totally not painted. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally,
Yeah.
totally.
Totally not. Don't say that. Not supposed to say.
Shut the fuck up.
Great, Brobuscus. Now that you've mentioned it, everybody's going to want to be a damn guest on this podcast just so they can sit in the damn thing.
Hey, is that complaining? Like, are you complaining about that?
Well, I was kind of hoping to return the golden chair so I could get my investment back, but I guess we're going to have to keep it.
Anyway, so guest means you have
Oh, the
questions.
horror. Anyways, so yes, you are our guest of honor. What we usually do with guests is we ask them a lot of questions. We are interrogating you now.
Jesus.
Pull out that gun.
Yeah.
Pull out that gun.
You better.
This is what makes us different from the lads. We interrogate our guests.
Yeah.
We put a light to their face. We put them in handcuffs on a desk, and we're like, so, what are your favorite episodes?
You want to see your family again? Better answer our questions.
We have those like machine turrets from freaking Danganronpa pointed right at you.
Anyways,
this podcast has been very positive for its entire runtime so far. So let's get negative real fast. What's your least favorite episode of Death Battle?
Oof. That's a very hard one. Like, there's a lot of good ones, and there are some bad ones. If I were to decide,
nothing's perfect.
Nothing's perfect. It's either Shadow versus Mewtwo or Tracer versus Scout.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh man, we're going back into Tracer versus Scout territory.
I guess.
Yeah. Or
animation.
Man, another day goes by where I feel like I'm the only person who actually likes this fight.
I mean, you're not. I mean, I like it for what it is, but hey.
When I first watched it, it was fine, but looking back at it, like after a lot of rewatches, just yeah.
It definitely.
Yeah.
It was a nice attempt for them trying to do SFM style animation, but not actually doing it.
They're not actually doing it in SFM because Torian hates SFM, I think.
Whoops.
Yeah, whoops.
Oh.
I will say, to give some, I guess some form of, devil's advocate for the animation quality, this was around the time when, Death Battle episodes would go, 2D, 3D, 2D, 3D, 2D, 3D. And at that moment, Torian started to feel very overwhelmed by this, which is why they started.
Yeah.
They stopped doing that pattern, and then eventually they were just like, just do whatever at this point. Like enough with this freaking pattern. It's killing us. It's killing us, and it's killing him.
It's draining the budget.
Yeah. And so that's. So in a sense, like, this episode being the way it is, I guess was kind of maybe not a good thing for the episode, but it was a good thing for the show in hindsight, because because it kind of showed them, like, man, doing 3D episodes this often with one guy is probably not a good idea.
This was made during Overwatch. It was the hottest in the world back then.
Yeah. I mean, I probably didn't help it, like, hopping on the hype train, like, maybe should as quickly as they did, but
They used to do that a lot.
Yeah. Maybe doing this when Overwatch wasn't, like, 3 months old, probably. Like, that probably didn't help matters either.
I kind of feel like
that was going to win, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, I kind of feel like Black Widow versus Widowmaker was a much better interpretation of how they should have handled this the first time around.
Yeah.
Like, they clearly learned from the mistakes.
Yeah, maybe.
Not to say this episode is a mistake. It's just I could see where I've been pulled down the rabbit hole of this fight just being the mixed bag that it is.
Yeah.
The analysis is fine. I like the analysis. It's just
the analysis is fine. And I will say, I 100% agree with Tracer winning, and I feel like I know that's an unpopular opinion, but I keep looking back on it and I'm asking, like, how is this an unpopular opinion? I feel like I'll agree that the interpretation on Scout's Scout surviving the rockets feat was a little suspect, but aside from that, like, if that's the only thing people are bringing up to why Scout should have won this fight, I'm like, okay, cool. You have disproven one feat. Congratulations. Now tell me how Scout actually wins this.
Congratulations, you just played yourself.
Yeah, it's like, they've told me why one thing Death Metal said was wrong. Congratulations. Now tell me why Scout wins this, because I still don't know how he wins this. And even now, like, especially now with a more modern look at Overwatch, no, Tracer absolutely wins. And I will say, to give this episode its dues, regardless of how you feel about the animation, I think all the credit in the world needs to go to LC Lovelock and Octopimp as the directors. They were really good.
Absolutely. That's why I
LC voiced 2 FPS characters in the series.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so weird. She did. That's why this episode holds a special. That's why this episode kind of holds a special place in my heart, just because it introduced me to Elsie and it started our friendship. So
that's good. That's good.
I can't really fully hate on this episode, but I can agree with Tank's portion about the animation, especially coming off of Joker versus Sweet Tooth, Ratchet and Clank versus Jack and Daxter, and what later would be Hulk versus Doomsday. Yeah.
Underrated.
Very underrated.
I will say, I know people were pissed when the episode came out that Scout's official voice actor didn't voice him.
Too late.
By the time the offer came up, they were already, like, almost completely done with the episode. And to be fair, I think the guy they actually got is really close to the official voice.
It was
really good.
It was also a sign that, hey, Death Battle actually can work with official voice actors in some capacity.
It just has to be right on top.
Yeah.
Even with even with Team Fortress 2, like, this, like, if they ever do Team Fortress 2 again, maybe they can get some of the other mercs.
Because, like, recently the mercs have been, like, on Twitter a lot.
Yeah.
Like, fucking around in public.
I love those so much.
Yeah.
They're so fun to watch. So
Oh man,
yeah.
man! Imagine Robin Atkin Downs, the guy who plays freaking Travis Touchdown, is one of the mercs. I forget.
Yeah.
I think it's the medic. I could be wrong about that.
It might be medic, yeah.
But
Is it
man,
really?
imagine him on the show. That's a big name you guys can pull off.
Yeah. There you go. Dominate. All right.
And then Mewtwo vs Shadow. Yeah. No, I don't have anything for
Yeah,
that one. That one was bad.
I have nothing nice.
Yeah.
The nicest thing I
they had for Shadow was disgusting. Like
It
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
was.
It was bad.
finished animation and the purposely bad voice acting.
Okay.
that-
I will say
It
one
also
thing. There's one thing nice I can say about this, and I like Mewtwo.
Mewtwo's voice actor.
Yeah.
I like Mewtwo in the fight.
Mewtwo in the fight and the analysis is treated very well.
Yeah.
But yeah, Shadow, he
Shadow,
gets
poor
dumped on,
Shadow.
and it doesn't help to further the point, drive it home. This animation was delivered as kind of a fuck you to death to Screw Attack at the time because the animator who had been working with them for a while, essentially,
Yeah.
I can't remember how it went down, but they had bad blood, so this was the last thing they did, and they essentially was like, fuck you, Screw Attack.
I think they said that like they were sick and tired of animating for versus stuff. I think that was it.
Mhm.
But like this is still something you're getting paid for, and
Yeah, what
At
the
least
fuck?
try.
like at least
At least try to give a
Like,
shit.
really, Wow.
like that alone made me lose like so much respect for the guy. Like, and he's a he's a good animator. Like he's animated some some top tier woman in melees before joining Death Battle.
Yeah.
But hearing him
It's
hearing him flat out admit to half baking this episode,
intentionally.
it made me lose so much respect for him. And then it didn't help matters that despite that, the guy went ahead and after the episode launched, animated 3 DBXs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why
It's like, how do you still have?
What changed your mind?
Yeah, it's like, but even then, it's like, how do you still work for these people? Like,
honestly, I would have fired him right on the spot.
Oh, no,
as a
absolutely.
professional.
Absolutely.
No, fuck you. You're to do that, and you want to work with us again? No, fuck you. You're done.
Yeah, no, you're gonna intentionally because this episode, oh boy, man, this episode came under a lot of scrutiny
Could
for
be good.
how. Yeah, it came under a lot of scrutiny for how it portrayed Shadow, for the animation being so short, and just overall, just how they went about explaining how Shadow loses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
a shame. Like, this matchup had a lot of potential.
But also
I'll be fair. When it comes to the intentionally bad voice acting thing, if that was the only thing going against it, I probably wouldn't have cared because the whole thing behind that, the whole reason why they did that is admittedly kind of funny. It is admittedly a pretty funny fact about the productions. If that was it, then all right, fine, whatever. We already have a really good Shadow performance by Taka anyway, so it's fine. But then they add on the half-baked animation, the way he was treated in the analysis. It all just kind of compiled together to make something that feels like a spit in the face to Shadow. And as someone who really likes Shadow, that is insulting, and I don't like this episode.
As somebody who was okay with Shadow, even I was offended on his behalf.
Stereotyping him to the top.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which again, it's
freak.
Oh,
God.
Heck, as far as the half-baked animation is concerned, the backgrounds aren't even done. Like you look at
No, they're not.
Their frames,
There's literally
Yeah,
a green
you're
screen in the
green
background.
screen.
That's an awful.
Like
Had the nerve to have Shadow say, "Ha ha ha!" Like, bro.
And they
Although-
and they hired
that
this douchebag back.
Man.
no, that
They
was
kept him around.
No, the shadow delivery on that was funny because if you listen to the bloopers, they have bloopers of the voice actors in the background. You can hear Marissa in the back like giving him the direction. Curtis is like, "You actually want me to say ha ha ha? Are you kidding me?"
Yeah.
Like, it's like that. Admittedly, that got a good laugh out of me.
Yeah.
It's like,
The
but
only
that.
line I love of Taka's delivery is, "Where am I? Wait. Oh my God, I'm glowing. Why am I glowing? Where are you?
Hell yeah!
Sayonara."
gosh.
but
Gosh.
I mean, admittedly, like, Chris, whatever, however you pronounce his last name, Kerbifer.
Chris
Yeah, Kerbifer. He was really good as Mewtwo.
He was very good. Honestly, he was
Yeah.
amazing. He sounded Mewtwo.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like I feel like people don't give the guy enough credit for that. But I mean, I guess it doesn't help that it's in this episode. But
Yeah.
but
So.
I think what really feels insulting is that all the crap that they went through behind the scenes happened on this episode. Which, if you guys remember the waiting period for this episode, there was a lot of really interesting and really fun discussions going on about how this fight could play out, who's gonna win, and all of that stuff. It ultimately decided on Mewtwo, so like the consensus was right, but and even to this day, I still think. I mean, I guess it depends on how you analyze Mewtwo at this point, but I still think Mewtwo can win against Shadow, but like
Besides mind control.
like the debate leading up to it was really interesting. It was so cool to see like how these powers could play off of each other. So, and this is by far the most fitting matchup for Mewtwo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And arguably one of the most fitting ones for Shadow as well. It's like their backstories are borderline identical. Like it's actually insane.
That's why Ben preferred Shadow over Silver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why they
Made
did
it
this over
smart about it.
Silver. I'm very glad they did it over Silver.
Yeah.
But
So, I don't know. It's just a shame that like it's a shame that like a matchup this cool had to be kind of squandered on an output this
yeah.
and like
Yeah.
it's a real shame. And I mean, now that Shadow got his good episode,
justice
I mean, in my
for
opinion,
Mewtwo.
like,
Please.
like let's bring Mewtwo back, please. Get him a good one.
Like, now we have both Shadow and Vegeta getting good episodes now. Maybe now it's Mewtwo's turn.
We'll see, I guess.
Whatever.
Yeah, but yeah, no, understandable picks for
Yeah.
for that. So,
Man. Well, all right. Negativity's over. What's your favorite episode?
Okay. I've been going back and forth about a lot of episodes. Originally, my favorite episode of all time was Hulk versus Doomsday.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a good
Blown
pick.
away by the person. Then, like, it kept going, like, other episodes, like Saitama Popeye, like, you can't beat that.
Mhm.
Like, overall, like, playing versus Jack Naxter, that's another good one. It's, like, really hard to pick one.
Okay.
It's, like,
If you
great episode.
If you absolutely had to.
Yeah.
All right,
Just one only.
Hulk versus Doomsday.
Hulk vs. Doomsday. Got it. Cool. That's a good
Okay.
That's a good
The-
pick.
The fight that broke Torian's computer system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was fun. It's funny because there was a video I was planning to do to kind of celebrate the 10-year runtime of Death Battle. and it involved me pretty much watching every single episode of Death Battle and writing notes for them to see like what can I talk about for this episode in particular. And when I got to Hulk versus Doomsday, by the time I got to the fight, I was like, I just ended up stopping writing notes, and I was just like taking everything in. I was super into it.
It was insane.
It really was. It was the I think it was the culmination of Torian had only been doing 3D work with Death Battle for like one season, and over time you gradually saw his style improve. And Hulk versus Doomsday was the first fight he really went all out on as a brawl.
I'm going to say this, and like this might trigger some people. Like besides Goku versus Superman, like Pokemon versus Digimon, this is Torian's best work.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Oh yeah,
I can
see that.
I can agree with that.
He went so fucking hard on this.
He really does. I mean, even the techniques, like this fight, and if anything, this fight is a precursor to what he would ultimately do in those future episodes, like Voltron versus Megazord, Ryu versus Jin, or fucking TJ versus Balrog.
Oh, you know what? In a close second, that's my second favorite of all time. Balrog TJ.
Okay.
Oh, Balrog TJ, yeah.
Okay, two Torian fights.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Nice.
Torian was like Torian was like not like any other animator on YouTube. Like,
no, he really wasn't. I mean, I don't mean again.
When Torian,
I don't mean to.
When Torian goes hard on animation, it shows.
If Torian really showed that he was Monty Ohm's student and successor.
Yeah,
and he took like
100%.
Monty and like put it into Death Battle.
Like even the little things, like again, people hate every time they're reused, but I don't give a shit because it's
flips.
Yeah, I love not even the flips.
That's funny. That takes
not
me back.
even the flip. Yeah. I was saying the extras.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
like they look like freaking crayons. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the shadow people.
Blobs of color. They're just like.
Sorry to discriminate.
They're just like crayon people that exist to die.
Being in the audience, like being in public.
Yeah.
I will never forget that Sonic the Hedgehog cameo.
Yeah, Sonic.
Yeah.
Man. That's really funny to see.
Now. He's like one of the full main animators of 3D University animation.
Yeah.
There you go. Awesome.
Yeah. But man, like, just the sheer like savagery of it, like it's you can tell like this is a fight between two giant hulking, no pun intended, monsters.
They pretty much hit the nail on the head by saying this is the fight between the immovable object and the unstoppable force.
Yeah.
This is the original one.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
Just before Saitama vs. Popeye, where it's like the same thing. This was the original.
Yeah.
This was the first. Absolutely. Yeah.
While the outcome may have been surprising to many people, like I didn't care. It was still amazing.
It was still really
also
good.
Might be more debatable now thanks to Immortal Hulk, but that's a story for another day.
And that was before it was a thing.
I know. No, at the time of the episode launched, I 100% agreed with Doomsday winning. But I think there's two things in particular that need to be shouted out because they help amplify the like adrenaline rushing atmosphere of the fight. One is Parker.
The music.
No, we'll get to the music later. One is Parker.
Oh.
Hulk's voice actor.
Yes.
Freaking amazing.
Oh yeah.
When he was originally working at Star Trek.
Yeah.
Man.
That was kind of like sad when he didn't reprise his role in Hulk Broly. Like, I understand.
But admittedly, I do kind of like Richard's performances Hulk more.
Yeah, because it's more. He has now more personality, and I think he does the he does the more statement. He does the sentence structure better than Parker does here. But
Yeah.
I will say Parker kills it with his screams.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I was surprised to hear that this guy still had a voice.
Oh,
Yes,
Yeah.
like that delivery
Okay.
of the World Breaker Hulk speech.
Yeah.
Yes. So good.
an underrated
man.
line, all FL. Very underrated.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But also,
I would say it's perfectly rated, just because people do look back on it with fondness and all that.
But even outside of Parker, I'm pretty sure this was Torian, but if it's not, I want to know who decided it'd be a great idea to add freaking Hot Wind Blowing from Metal Gear Rising as the backing track. And I want them.
I definitely think.
I want them to get a raise because that was the.
I think that was Torian, because Torian loved Metal Gear, so I think that was
Torian.
Not only that, but it ended with Guilty Gear. Like, holy shit!
Yeah,
Guilty Gear
dude.
music.
Yeah, it flowed so well.
With choices, like my gosh,
Yeah.
like it fits the
Even the track they add at the end, when you see in a last-ditch effort World Breaker Hulk fight Doomsday, that song is good.
Back then, like, this was the most damage you've ever seen from a Death Battle.
Yes, we have never seen anything like this.
Yeah.
Again, and if you can believe it, this fight was supposed to be even longer, but Torian's computer system, like I said earlier, it crashed.
It exploded.
It could not handle this fight.
The episode was delayed because Torian's computer freaking exploded.
Oh gosh.
Man went
Like,
so
Torian
hard
was
and it broke on him.
Yes, and that doesn't happen that often.
No.
But I will also say, and this is nothing against the current 3D, the Blender team, the Maya team.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: when Torian did the 3D fights, it had its own style, it had its own charm, and it also had it's like Torian put himself. It's like he put his soul and presence in these fights.
They
didn't feel
like you would say, like he would never have any breaks. Like, I think that's
it became a long running inside joke that the guy doesn't sleep.
That's actually true.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that's actually true.
I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't, if it was true. But I just will say this again. This is something that the current 3D fights just feel like, okay, with the exception of Devil Artemis, the 3D fights just feel like they lack something now. And Torian hit the nail on the head with how he portrayed them, because, again, they didn't feel artificial. They didn't feel like they were just two models clashing against each other. These felt like, oh my god, like, I'm actually there. I'm actually watching this.
These two are destroying the city. They're about to kill everybody.
Yeah.
Even with the beginning, people died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So much. Yeah, man.
Like, and again, maybe that isn't fair, but again, it just goes to show you that, yeah, Torian made these 3D fights. He put them on a high fucking pedestal, and anybody who has ever had to do a 3D fight since, they always, unfortunately, have to be in his shadow, just because he put so much into them.
But now, like, with that battle having, like, a tight schedule, like, you have to get it done, like, immediately.
That is true, yes. So, it is... It is, so in that regard, I can't blame the 3D animators, because since we have a tighter schedule, it's a matter of, look, this is how it was back then, this is how it is now.
So there was still a schedule back then, but, like, wasn't
every week. It was once a month, maybe twice a month.
I think it was still 3 weeks.
Well, either way, it took however long it took, depended on Torian.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I will say,
Every time I go back to watch an old episode, I can still see if when it's Ben like doing sprite work, it's like Luis just starting with Camp Sonia, even though it was okay, not that bad, a little bad, like he still tried.
yeah.
I will say,
But-
going back to the music, one moment that I will never not pop off at, and it seems so small, but it lines up with the music so well. It's when Doomsday is like throwing cars at Hulk. When Hulk's up top of the building, and you just hear the music in the background playing as Hulk is slamming them back down. I'm like, that syncs up so well. It's so good.
Like Hulk clapping his hands.
Amazing.
Doomsday holding his heel. Like that still brings me chills.
Yeah. Like
Man.
I will always pop off at Metal Gear Rising music, but like listening to that as these two are fighting are like, this is
The most iconic track in the whole series.
Yeah. And it's not even theirs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
The most
yeah.
iconic like track like that they don't own.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
I would even say my favorite moment from this episode is just the little thing of Hulk throws a bus at Doomsday. Doomsday catches it. Torian, being the fucking attention to detail master that he is, he makes sure to emphasize, okay, it is taking everything for Doomsday to just hold this fucking thing. And just as he has it where he wants it, Hulk comes out of nowhere into frame, drop kicks Doomsday right through the goddamn bus. It is little stuff like that that makes this episode still pop off almost 10 years later.
Exactly, yeah.
Amazing. Gosh.
That's why it's my favorite of all time. Like, amount of time it took making it.
Yeah.
Like, it went so far as to break his laptop. You know, like, he went so hard on it.
Yeah. And this shows, and I'm mostly kidding when I say this, that render crashes are no excuse. Thor versus Wonder Woman.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
And I can say this, I'm mostly joking.
Sure.
I mean, I'm not gonna say that I like the episode. Because I don't.
Fair enough.
I'm just saying.
It's well, I mean, yeah, it's even though this episode is old, it still holds up very well, especially with the analysis. Like, we haven't even talked about how good the analysis is. Some say they find the end analysis boring because it just over-delivers on, okay, we get it, Hulk is weak, Doomsday's better, move on.
Yeah.
But it's like, look, they had to make...
I do like how they actually go into, like, a regular human being's anger, and how that actually affects the Hulk.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they do emphasize this wasn't a stomp because, again, the Hulk's regeneration.
He said this was a battle. Yeah, it was a battle between a movie and Unstoppable Force. Like, it was.
With Hulk's strength, with Hulk's unmeasurable rising strength, and Doomsday's impossible immortality. Yeah, it really could have gone either way.
That's what shocked so many people with the outcome.
Yep.
I know, and I remember people being split on this episode in terms of how they handled the outcome.
Dude, the comments were awful.
This was Goku versus Superman all over again.
Out of every episode, this is my favorite edited episode of all time.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny.
So...
It is funny to think back that it's like, man, Can you believe this episode wasn't the season finale? Because it sure feels like it's the season finale.
Yeah, for real. How is it not?
It sure should have been the season finale. I'll tell you.
Oh, come on!
No, you
Oh, God.
brought
You
brought that on yourself, my guy.
Oh, come on! But it was definitely. Go ahead.
Sorry.
I will say, I don't know what the popular consensus is on these two episodes, but in my personal opinion, okay, Hulk versus Broly is fantastic. I'm just gonna lay that down right now. But I do like this episode more.
Oh no, absolutely. Just there is
I don't know.
sense of nostalgic.
I don't like it.
In terms of
the first time watching this, I will never forget the last line in this episode. Boom. That said so much
yes.
Fine. I couldn't.
Yeah. Good.
I legit. I thought I was gonna have a heart attack when this episode was done. Honestly, and to think that this was the penultimate episode.
No. It was the penultimate episode to the penultimate episode.
That's right, yeah, because, excuse me, Zoro versus Ezra was the penultimate episode, excuse me.
Yeah.
But still, that's a good thing.
And we got... moving on.
Yeah, no, moving on.
I'm gonna keep on the ending of the animation, thing that's, usually not a lot of stuff scars me, but that last shot with Ginzei holding
death in
you know, that last
okay. Whenever
so scary at the same time.
Whenever I saw reactions, because again, whenever I saw the reaction videos to that back in the day, I remember I was keenly looking. I was like, okay, I want to see what the fuck people are gonna think of this, and I would just see their face get longer and longer. With oh my god, oh my god, oh my god!
This is still the most detailed death they have ever done.
Even your only mate, who was rooting for Hulk at the time, even see it in his face how sad he was. Poor Hulk. It's oh my god. It literally that end death is literally the living personification of stop it, he's already dead.
6-7 years later, it still gives me chills.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I will say the death has gotten a little less lesser for me because I noticed a lot of technical errors on it.
That end death was pushing. That's where it nearly broke. It was literally on the verge of breaking Tori's equipment.
No, I know.
I know.
Don't mistake me. Don't mistake me. It's still a fantastic spectacle to watch.
Yeah, but you can tell it looks like it's gonna.
But it's just why does Hulk turn white at the stab spots or even other spots on his body? Why does the front of the spikes where they go in turn green instead of at the back? It's those little stuff. It's really not that big a deal, but it does really distract me.
It doesn't take away.
I didn't even notice it. It was just so cool.
Yeah, I was distracted with all the green blood on the screen.
You could say death was a little goofy. I get it. Showing the meat and bone of.
Sorry.
Well.
Yeah.
And also, my personal headcanon, when Broly rips off Hulk's head in Hulk vs. Broly, that was a reference to this.
That had to be a reference.
Yeah, no.
It was.
If it was good, that's a good tribute to Torian.
Yeah, that had to be a reference.
Oh god, now I'm just imagining. If Torian was still working with with Death Battle now, just imagine how he would have handled Hulk versus Broly.
Oh man.
Oh gosh. That would have been interesting. But
It's like Torian, we can't afford an extra minute. Don't make the time.
When I saw like Broly like rip Hulk's head off, I laughed a little bit because
Oh,
filing, he was getting his ass kicked.
Yeah.
I legit was just happy because I was rooting for Doomsday, and I'm like, oh god, this is so fucking brutal. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was rooting for Hulk hard, and I still, like, had a massive adrenaline rush from the ending.
How do
Yeah.
you not just feel your
Like, once
heart pumping from this?
Once it wore off, the realization kicked in. I was like, oh.
Pacing of the anime made me feel like I
but-
can do anything.
But at,
Yes.
Gosh.
but at the time, I
Because
was
on a
like, this,
marathon, I could like eat so much. Like I
Yeah.
can like eat something so fast you won't even like count it.
Mhm.
Like so I can run a marathon.
Oh
Can't
my
move.
gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why Hulk vs. Doom is my favorite of all time. Like, it was amazing.
it's so
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Absolutely.
It's very
Fantastic. Mwah.
Alright, moving on.
Hey, yeah, we should
Okay.
probably.
Let's
Yeah,
wrap it up.
Yeah, let's wrap it up. A couple more questions. So I know that Jason versus Michael was your absolute most wanted. But is there another matchup that was that's in the run up now? Now that it's happening.
Pretty sure ZDogg probably
Yes,
already
what
knows.
did you? I think I do. So, and I'm
There's
very.
a lot of matchups, but like for these two, but it's Anne Boonchoi versus Loser Sita.
Yeah.
The more I like watch these shows, the more
yeah.
I like really wanted it more.
Yeah.
Can I ask what these two are from?
Yeah, what are
it's
these
the Owl.
from?
It's
Yeah.
Owl House versus Amphibia.
Yeah.
Got it.
Oh!
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
And with like Owl House ending soon, it would be a perfect time because I know like one of the main researchers for Steam vs. Star really wants to do it.
Huh.
Yeah.
I can feel
And
like
I am-
being into that.
Yeah, I mean, personally speaking, I would absolutely love to see this. Like, I absolutely love both series after watching them, and like,
You could
man, it just
do
cool.
other matchups with both these characters, like Anne versus Movie Sonic or versus Zako from Little Witch Academia. Like, in my opinion,
Yeah, but
it fits.
yeah, I totally agree there. Like, this is like even like, it's just the most fitting, in my like,
Yeah.
and like the most charming out of all their matchups. Even if I do like Anne versus Movie Sonic a little bit, but still, like, yeah. If you're gonna bring these two to death, like, you should definitely do this one, IMO.
And you can like treat similar like Steam vs. Star. Like, it doesn't have to be that brutal. Like, they can be like act like friends in the beginning, and like
Yeah,
like get them to like murder each other. Like the littlest things.
yeah,
I heard like for right now and shit stomps. Like, I know like
Oh, yeah,
since
absolutely.
the Owl House is almost ending, could give like Luz some more stuff.
hmm
Yeah, that's my second most wanted.
Yeah.
Now.
yeah.
My
We'll,
new
we'll
first
see what happens. Yeah, I would absolutely be down to see it. I absolutely love both series a lot, and if you haven't watched them, you should.
Please.
So, yeah,
Watch.
Noted.
yeah,
They're both
yeah.
Disney shows.
So, yeah, they're both Disney shows. Yeah, yeah.
And next
Okay.
question.
All right, last one, and then we can wrap up.
Yeah.
So
That's
last
beautiful.
year was the big anniversary year, the big 10-year anniversary of Death Battle, and we celebrated that
Mhm.
by talking about our experiences with the show, our first episodes, our introduction, so to speak. So I want to ask, what was yours? How did you get into
Okay.
Death Battle, and what was your first
Okay, so-
episode?
Believe it or not, like when this show first started, I was like 8, 9 years old. I've been
Oh,
watching
wow.
since the beginning.
I can believe it.
I've
I
been-
was around that age too.
I've been watching since the beginning, but like the episode where like I mainly got into the show was Link versus Cloud.
Oh,
Ah.
okay.
That's where like this is the series. This is it. this is what I
Nice.
want to watch for like my career.
Yeah. Nice.
I watched
have you,
growing up,
Oh.
watching the series progress. It's been like the greatest moments of my life. Like,
Mm.
watching this series evolve and like what it is now, the community. It's amazing what this year has become. I'm
Yeah.
very glad to be part of it.
Yeah.
I met some of my best friends from this community thanks to the show.
Yeah.
I'm a little teary-eyed, but you know,
Yeah.
It's just- the show helped me through some tough times. It's hard to believe, but it's
I'll agree with that.
I mean, it's kind of
Yeah.
hard to believe where there's a show about fictional characters killing each other, but
Yeah.
comedy
Yeah.
of the host was Brobuscus, like the dynamic
Mm.
with them too, like made me love the series even more. Like, watching it evolve throughout all these years, up to like 10 years, it's insane. Normally, no online show would reach that high. It wouldn't
Yeah.
last that long. Thanks to the community, like people actually watching.
They had no intentions of lasting that long.
If it wasn't for the community, it would probably be just another Screwtech show, and Screwtech would still be here.
Yeah.
Thanks to the popularity of the show, that's why we got the Death Isle channel.
And that's why we have freaking membership now. We have an entire
Champions.
subsection of the community that talks with each other now, and now we get to interact with the team behind it and everything. We get to play games with them. Me and ZDogg play Among Us with Speedy.
I played in the official Death Isle Discord. I played Multiverses with Luis.
Hell yeah!
Yeah,
I was a part of that.
Me and Hyper
Awesome.
were fighting. It was Luis's Iron Giant.
Oh gosh.
So close to winning.
Broken.
He's my main. He was my main. Yeah.
So I have to ask. So you said like your first episode was Link versus Cloud. Looking back on that, what do you still think about that episode? Do you still think it holds up? Do you still think it's good?
Still think it's very good. Like, even though we got the newer version, like I still think it holds up a little bit. It's still very good. There's some parts of it where I prefer it over the new one because of nostalgia and what got me into the series. But I can still like respect it for that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's why.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, it is fun to go back on every once in a while. To be fair, like just to see.
I eventually I do. I
Especially
know some friends and I go back to some original episodes and like remember them. Even with like a previous stream, I did almost all of season 1, remembering every single word, every single joke, every single moment. It was in my brain.
Heck, there are times when I watch some of those older episodes and I remember the waiting period for them. Even if I was nowhere near as involved in the community way back when as I am now.
Back then there was not much of a community. It was like friends.
But like I look back at like my school life or like my personal life and how it tied into Death Battle. Like what I would do as a kid. Like well, I mentioned it. Last time
mine's similar. Like I would like when a new episode of Death Battle shows up when I'm still in school, I would sneak to the bathroom and watch that episode. Swear to God.
Yeah.
Smokey vs. McGraw. That was when it was coming out. I had to sneak to the bathroom to watch it.
I mentioned it when we had. I think it was when we had Kodo on. It was for the Pokemon Battle Royale. I would go around asking like my friends and my family who had no idea what the heck I was talking about. It's like,
what's a Death Battle?
It's like, who do you think's gonna win between Venusaur, Blastoise, and Charizard? It's like I have a few friends who are Pokemon fans, but
ruined your childhood.
I don't think much of my family, aside from like my sister, probably would be able to tell you much about Pokemon, and I still ask them anyway. Like, who do you think's gonna win? Even though they had no idea what I was talking about. So
Even, like middle school, and like I would like talk to a friend about the show. They weren't
Yeah.
really interested, but they were still listening. I would
Yeah.
tell them every single thing that happened. I would like print pictures and the school printer and show them like some screenshots of them. I'll show them the next time, and like they'd be excited too.
Man,
That's
Yeah.
why I love this show. Like so many
Yeah.
people,
man,
to them they'll be interested.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, man, this show
love
great.
it.
Like, I have a lot of memories.
Back
Yeah.
then, they were, like very like accepting. Like they would love it too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now, like during this time, like people have different opinions, and like they would like scream and curse at each other, do some illegal shit like leak their IP if they have the wrong opinion.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Overall, this
You know.
show changed my life. It really did.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
For the better, I reckon.
It was
Yeah,
this it
man.
was wrestling,
I
and
think
those were two things that I would like.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think I mean,
Yeah.
I'm mostly speaking for myself, but I feel like a lot of people can chime in and agree with me on this. I feel like this show has affected like all of our lives mostly for the better.
Absolutely.
Because
It
like
means you have some bad paths in like present.
Mhm.
yeah,
Past.
yeah, like it's not without rough patches, but
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a mostly positive ride. That's
yeah,
mostly
like,
positive.
I look back at what my I
Wow.
look back and I think like, what would my life be like if I didn't discover this show? And I don't think I want to imagine it.
I'd probably live a normal life.
Yeah.
I'd probably be normal.
Probably live this really boring life.
I'd probably be skinny. I would probably like go outside, cut grass, and go to the gym.
My God.
I mean, I do those eventually while still watching the show. Even the music. Music is my favorite thing about this show.
yeah.
Yeah.
The back then you're
Yeah, like
using
every-
like music
Yeah, like,
from the franchises.
I've always been more of a like a video game soundtrack kind of guy over like something you listen to on the radio. But
Yeah.
but even with this show, like all of its original tracks, like I would play these over any sort of royalty-free music any day of the week.
Fairwolf and Brain are the reasons why they made some of my favorite songs of all time.
Yeah.
Diabolical,
Yeah.
Brother the Elements. Like
Mm,
listening to them on
Yeah.
repeat.
yeah. Man, yeah, that show's really powerful, and I'm
Overall,
really
like
glad I had it.
I'm glad I met ZDogg in this show.
Yeah.
I'm glad I met so
Yeah.
many people who like were so accepting to me during my time.
Yeah.
Back then, I was not a good kid. Surprisingly, like I was a bully. And like watching this show and like seeing all these people made me change who I was.
Good.
It
Yeah.
did it for the better.
Mhm.
That's why I have to show the
Yeah.
thing. Somehow, like anybody who works on Death Battles watching this, thank you. Thank you for changing
Yes.
my life. Thank you for like making me meet these people I've met for the past 5-6 years. Like they became my true best friends. I would never
Heck
change the world. Never.
Oh no,
yeah.
no, absolutely not.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I have 100%
You know, we might joke around, even though like we might be nasty sometimes. We don't mean it.
Yeah.
We're all
guess.
friends, even though this community is known for like being toxic.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
still
we're-
to the Seer franchise.
Yeah, I wouldn't trade any, like, regardless of whatever rough patches have or will come our way. I don't think I would change anything.
Yeah.
Like honestly.
Mhm.
Agreed.
Death Battle is like escalated to one of the greats in online history. Like up there with like some of the best.
Yeah.
It's been
Absolutely.
sticking around this long.
Mhm.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
all right.
all I have to say.
Well, all right. Before we get too mushy, let's go ahead and wrap this up.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was fun.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It was long. Tank, thank you for appearing. It was nice having you.
Anytime.
Um,
Yeah. Glad to have you on. And
yeah.
If there's anything you guys need, let me know. I'm always available.
yeah.
Duly
Gotcha.
noted.
Absolutely. We will, definitely.
And if you
I
want
know
to,
ZDogg a lot more. Like I can contact him. Let him know, but yeah.
if you want to appear on this podcast again, all you have to do is ask.
Yeah, noted.
And that goes for everybody who has been on. Like I know there's probably going to be quite a few people who have been on this podcast before and are watching this episode. That goes for all of you too.
Yeah.
We're not biased. We're like we will accept anybody.
Anybody like. Like
feel free to come.
We will. Like, if you want to be on this podcast, you literally all you have to do is ask, and if we can find
that's what this community is made for.
If we can find the right time and the right matchup for you, then you're on.
Yeah.
That's what they did with me.
Indeed. Exactly.
Yeah.
There you
Well,
so
you are one of us.
Yeah.
Forget it.
With that, so I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed SpongeBob versus Aquaman. If you didn't, I mean, I guess I kind of understand, but also how. Hope you guys are looking forward to Jason versus Michael. I know we all are. And let us know what you think about Tank's picks for the questions we gave him.
I can take any like questions or criticisms. I don't care. I'll answer them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I mean, okay, last episode I left everybody on a random matchup that no one responded to.
Wait.
I'm gonna do another one that no one will respond to.
Actually, I had one in mind, but I mean, I don't know.
Okay, go ahead.
Sandy Cheeks versus Coco Bandicoot. Yay or nay?
Yes, sir. Yes.
That's a new one.
Win.
Yeah.
Sandy gonna die.
Yeah. Well,
it's better to put her against Applejack. That's for sure.
Oh, she really gonna die.
Oh gosh. So anyway, there's your random matchup to talk about that no one will, because no one talked about the last one. I dropped.
you know, what are you gonna do? But yeah.
All right, so yeah, there you go. Sandy Cheeks versus Coco Bandicoot. Yay or nay?
There you go.
With that, we are signing off. So thanks for watching, and we will see you all in the next one. Bye, everybody.
Bye. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.